Hey guys, today we step into the fluorescent lit hallway of your morning, the alarm slicing the dark, the phone glow, the commute, the clock watching, while your coffee cools and your dreams do too. And you tell yourself it's fine, it's normal, everyone does it, right? You swipe, you scroll, you shrug, and a tiny voice whispers, there has to be more. That voice is why you're here. I'm talking to you directly because you don't need another abstract pep talk. You need a mirror, a map, and a shove. Before we move, a quick invite. Stick with me beyond this audio. Follow, subscribe. Stay connected so this isn't a one-off hype spike, but the start of a long, steady climb. Now breathe. Let's rip open the wallpaper on the maze you've been running and find the door you were never shown. You wake, you rush, you clock in, you clock out, you tumble into bed, and somewhere in between, you trade prime life hours for a predictable paycheck and call it security. It feels responsible. It also feels like a treadmill, speed changing and incline shifting, yet the scenery never moves. You feel guilty complaining because bills get paid. Lights stay on. Maybe you even treat yourself on the weekend. Still, something gnaws. The sense that you're renting your life to survive your life. Let's name the cage so you can stop decorating it. The rat race isn't just an annoying metaphor, it's a design. A loop that feeds on your time, your attention, your fear of falling behind. Not because you're stupid, not because you're lazy, because you were handed a script written for the industrial age. Learn, comply, specialize, serve, retires, if the math still works by then. The script rewards obedience over ownership, consistency over creativity. You learned how to pass exams, not how to pass on a toxic job. You learned the Pythagorean theorem, not the power of compounding cash flow. You learned to raise your hand, not your prices. Here's the hard bite of truth. The rat race survives on your silence. When you accept, this is just how life is, the loop tightens. When you normalize debt, over time, and numb scrolling until midnight, you become manageable, predictable, safe to the machine. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to shake you. Because what's common is not the same as what's natural. Common is overdrafting. Common is, I'll start next year. Common is anesthetizing discomfort with entertainment. Natural is growth. Natural is curiosity. Natural is movement toward freedom once you glimpse it's possible. Let's talk about paycheck dependency, the golden leash. One income source, one boss, one pipeline. It feels stable until it isn't. A restructuring email, a market shift, a diagnosis, a broken car, a parent who needs care. When one stream clogs, the whole system floods. That's not freedom. That's fragility disguised as normal. And there's the comfort zone of just enough. You don't hate your life, but you don't love it either. The bill's clear, the rent's paid. You slip a dinner out here, a gadget there. No obvious crisis, which is why it's dangerous. Comfort whispers, don't be greedy, be grateful. Who are you to want more? More what? More time to think, more space to breathe, more margin to choose. Wanting more options is not greed. It's responsibility to your future self. Let's slice a myth. Money doesn't buy happiness, sure, but lack of money rents misery. When every month is a puzzle of which bill to delay and which meal to cheapen, your nervous system runs survival code, not vision code. Money is a tool, and tools extend reach. With it, you can say no to the soul-sucking boss. Yes to the creative project that pays later. Yes to the trip that deepens you. Yes to the course that uplevels you. Without it, every decision is a compromise. Every risk feels lethal. Now, if you're waiting for a rescue, government, employer, miracle, stop pacing the shoreline. No one is steering a boat to your exact GPS unless you send a flare. You build the boat, piece by piece, skill by skill, habit by habit. That is less sexy than a lottery ticket, but it's guaranteed, scalable, and transferable. Before we go tactical, let's rewind to your internal wiring. You may have already tried getting your life together once, twice, 12 times. No, the planner lasted a week. The budget lasted until Friday night. The side hustle idea fizzled when you got sick. You concluded you're inconsistent, weak, somehow broken. No, you were uninspired, under-resourced, and operating on someone else's operating system. Most people have never seen an average person build wealth from zero with intention, so they think it's mythic. You're about to see the blueprint. After you see it, you can't unsee it. But first, we interrogate beliefs. Because behavior rides on belief like a surfer on a wave. Believe money is evil? You'll unconsciously sink deals. Believe rich people are greedy? You'll sabotage yourself at the threshold. Believe you're just not good with money? You'll prove yourself right with every impulse buy. So ask, what do I actually believe about earning, saving, investing, deserving? Where did that come from? Does it serve the person I'm becoming? Pause here. You don't need to chant affirmations you don't feel. You need evidence. You need small wins stacked until your nervous system trusts you. That's what this whole journey is, identity proofing. Every new habit is a vote for the person you claim to be. Soon, the votes outweigh the old story. We also need to address time, because money without time is just different handcuffs. You can squeeze productivity hacks into a broken schedule and still drown. So we'll audit your hours, dismantle the fake urgencies, and reallocate attention to assets, not distractions. Time is finite. Attention is the nozzle. You decide where the flow hits. Later, we'll build income layers like scaffolding, freelance gigs, digital assets, investments, each adding stability until one paycheck is quaint and not critical. We'll talk leverage, technology, people, capital. So you stop equating effort with outcome. We'll plug your leaks with automation. We'll craft your brand so opportunity finds you. We'll cultivate a network that shortens your learning curve and cushions your risk. We'll codify habits into systems so discipline becomes optional. We'll fortify resilience so a bad month doesn't break the machine. And we'll architect freedom so you're not just richer, you're sovereign. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. And I promised a no re-intros, so let's stay here in the raw reveal. Look around your current life with fresh eyes. What parts feel like choice? What parts feel like compulsion? Where do you say have to more than choose to? Where does dread live? Your body tells truth before your mouth does. Consider this. You don't need to torch your job tomorrow. You need to start building an exit ramp today. The rat race loses power the moment you create options. Options arrive when you redirect energy from numbing to building. 10 minutes a day at first, then 30, then a block. Momentum isn't a tsunami. It's a drip that refuses to stop. Maybe you fear disappointing people, family, friends, coworkers when you shift. Remember, staying small to keep others comfortable is a slow self-betrayal. You can love them and leave the script. You can outgrow a room without judging the people still sitting in it. Your growth might unsettle them. That's okay. Your life is the only canvas you get to paint. Let's underline a subtle trap. Learning addiction. Consuming endless videos, books, podcasts about wealth without executing. Information feels like progress, but without action, it's another loop. So as you listen, assign yourself micro actions. Ask, What is the smallest visible step I can take in the next 24 hours? Do it. Then do the next. Also, stop romanticizing chaos. Grinding 18-hour days to prove you want it is just another rat race. Self-imposed this time. We build sustainably. Discipline. Yes. Burnout. No. Freedom built on exhaustion isn't freedom. It's a costume. Your language shifts now. Notice how you talk about time and money. Swap "I can't afford it" for "How can I afford it?" Swap "I don't have time" for "It's not a priority." Brutal? Yes. Being clarifying. Absolutely. When you own your language, you own your direction. Let's talk emotional anchors. Shame, guilt, fear. They're heavy, but they're also signals. Instead of dragging them like chains, read them like gauges. Shame says you violated your own standard, so upgrade the system, not your self-worth. Fear says unknown territory ahead, so gather info, break it into steps. Guilt says your values are misaligned with your actions, so realign. Don't self-flagellate. Emotional literacy is a rich habit. And identity. Let's etch this in bold. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Systems are expressions of identity. Identity is reinforced by action. Action is driven by belief. Belief is shifted by evidence. Evidence is created by tiny, repeatable moves. That's the stack. That's how you become the person who doesn't just escape the rat race, but forgets it ever felt like home. If a piece of you is whispering, "Maybe I can't," let a louder piece answer, "Maybe I haven't yet." Yet is leverage. Yet cracks the door. Yet invites skill, practice, iteration. Nobody hands you competence. You grow it. Nobody hands you confidence. You earn it by keeping promises to yourself. So here's your first promise. You will not let this audio be entertainment. It's a contract between you and your future, between your intention and your execution. Close your eyes for 10 seconds and see one scene, just one, from the life you're building. The desk you work from, the light through the window, the notification that money came in while you were hiking, the laugh you have because stress isn't default anymore. Hold that. That's your north. We keep moving now, not by announcing a new chapter, but by slipping under your skin and twisting the dials that control your mind. Because before your bank account changes, your thinking has to eat, so keep your eyes open. The next breath isn't a segue, it's a step. You already felt the floor shift the moment you realized the cage wasn't steel, it was story. So we keep prying at the hinges inside your head. Because before a dollar multiplies, a belief mutates. You don't have a money problem, you have a meaning problem. What you've told yourself money means, what it says about you, what it threatens. Those quiet definitions run the dashboard. Change the code, change the drive. Start with the script you didn't write, but you've been performing on repeat. The whispers from parents arguing in the kitchen. The teacher who praised neat homework, but never mentioned net worth. The sitcoms where rich meant cruel or clownish. The religious line you half remember. The love of money is the root of all evil. Which your brain shortened to money is evil. Every line became a rule. Every rule became a reflex. Reflexes don't ask permission, they just fire. So we drag them into light. Grab a journal or the notes app you keep swiping away from and list every sentence about money. Success, wealth, or people like me that still echoes. Don't edit, vomit it out. I'm bad with money. Rich people cheat. I'll always be in debt. I'm not disciplined. Done. Good. That's your raw material. Those aren't facts. They're fossils of someone else's fear, lodged in your cortex. Now interrogate like a detective who's done with polite 3 questions per belief. To 1, is this absolutely universally true? Number 2, where did I learn it? And what else was happening then? Number 3, what does keeping this belief allow me to avoid? That third one stings. I'm just not good with money. Lets you avoid spreadsheets, uncomfortable conversations, asking for raises, learning to invest. Rich people are greedy. Lets you stay broke and morally superior. When you see the payoff of the lie, you can choose the cost of the truth. Then we rewrite. Not with cotton candy affirmations you don't buy, but with statements anchored to action. Old, money changes people. New, money amplifies who I already am. So I'll become someone worth amplifying, and I'll prove it by giving 1% of every inflow starting today. Old, I'm impulsive. New, I'm learning to pause before I purchase. I'll install a 24-hour buffer on non-essential buys starting now. Tie belief to behavior. Your nervous system needs receipts. Identity sits deeper than belief. Belief says I think. Identity says I am. You defend I am with teeth. If you've worn survivor, martyr, hustler, or hot mess like a badge, wealth will feel like betrayal. So let's recode identity with a loop. I decide, I do, I collect evidence, I reinforce, I am. Decide the headline, I am a builder of wealth. I am someone who manages money with clarity. I am a creator, not just a consumer. Keep it short and sticky and personal. Then design micro actions that prove it daily. A $500 automatic transfer can rewrite more identity than a $5,000 seminar you never implement. Tiny is mighty when it's consistent. Let's address shame, the sludge of mindset work. You bought something stupid, missed a bill, hid the statement, lied to a partner. Okay, confession without transformation is just emotional dumping. We alchemize shame into structure. Ask, what broke in the system? Not what's wrong with me. Did you have no buffer, no pause protocol, no visual of goals? Fix architecture, not identity. Scarcity and abundance aren't Pinterest quotes. They're operating systems. Scarcity whispers. If they win, you lose. If you give, you'll run out. If you try, you'll fail and be exposed. Abundance answers. Value is created, not distributed. I can grow the pie. Generosity doesn't deplete, it circulates. Failure is tuition. You can't chant abundance on top of overdraft fees and expect calm. You build felt abundance through 3 practices. Gratitude, not the limp, I'm grateful for water list, but specific sensory gratitude that snaps you into the richness already present. Creation making something, content, a product, a pitch, signals to your brain you are a source, not just a sink. Contribution, giving time or money strategically proves to yourself you're not in survival jail. Try the 3x3 drill for 30 days. Each morning, write 3 things you're grateful for. Concrete. 3 things you will create or move forward. Action. 3 people you can add value to. Contribution. That's 9 signals a day rewiring scarcity. Let's break the hard work, Mikawelberg wealth superstition. Effort matters. Direction matters more. You can sweat for 18 hours digging the wrong ditch. Mindset determines ditch selection. It asks, what game am I playing? What moves score points here? You stop idolizing grind and start engineering glide. This is mental leverage. Bigger questions, better filters. Questions are chisels. And train your brain to ask wealthy ones. What's the highest leverage use of this hour? How do I make this easier next time? Who already solved this, and how can I learn fast? What would the version of me with 10x results decide? Every upgraded question begets upgraded options. Options breed calm. Calm breeds clarity. Clarity breeds decisive action. Loop it. You're not just changing thoughts. You're changing triggers. Notice the cues that launch broke behavior. Payday hits. Urge to splurge. Boredom spikes. Scroll and buy. Stress flares. Uber Eats. Build interruption rituals. A breath pattern. A cold splash. A waitlist note on your phone where every impulse purchase must live for 24 hours. Interruptions. Buy you back choice. Language check again. Banish vague dread words. Bills are killing me. Plants victim roots. My fixed costs are X. My goal is to drop them by 12% in 90 days. Precision punctures panic. Say investment when you mean assets, not when you mean expensive shoes. Words create categories. Categories gate behavior. Normalize wealth study. If you feel weird reading about money, that's conditioning. You'll watch 10 hours of random series without shame but flinch opening a brokerage account tutorial. Flip it. Schedule wealth class on your calendar, 10 pages a day. One podcast note you apply. Knowledge without application is hoarding. Application without knowledge is gambling. Blend them. Let's talk vision, not the vague dream board, the visceral movie. You need a North Star scene that drags you through resistance. Close your eyes and script it in present tense. I walk into my workspace. Sun on the left, plants on the shelf, calendar blocked for creational. Stripe just pinged. Rent is paid by assets. I choose projects, not tasks. Write it, record it, play it on loops. Vision isn't woo, it's rehearsal. Athletes rehearse, surgeons rehearse, wealth builders rehearse, trauma check. If money was used to control, punish, or abandon in your past, you'll subconsciously dodge it. This isn't a mindset hack, it's healing work, journal, therapy, somatic release, whatever unfreezes the old fear. You can't out logic a body stuck in fight or flight. Safety first, then strategy. Speak gently to the part of you that learned money equals danger. Show it structures that create safety, buffers, boundaries, transparency. Comparison will rot your mindset if you let it. Social media feeds you the highlight reels of entrepreneurs crushing it at 22. You feel late, small, foolish. Remember, algorithms sell you aspirational envy because it keeps you scrolling. Antidote: curate your feed, cap consumption, and track your own scoreboard. Metrics: debt paid, days you kept promises, assets built, hours reclaimed. Compete with past you, not stranger you. Install identity anchors, physical or digital artifacts that remind you who you're becoming. A wallpaper with your I am statement, a bracelet you touch before buying, a tracker on your wall you color each time you move $50 into investments. Tiny gamifications turn mindset from airy to embodied. Let's deploy the belief behavior result reinforcement loop intentionally. Theoric 1. Craft a belief statement. I trust myself with money. 2. Choose a behavior that echoes it. Weekly money meeting with yourself. 3. Track the result. Net worth $200 this week. Number 4. Reinforce belief. Note it. Celebrate it. Say it. Run that loop weekly. Momentum is measurable. Self-talk audit. You would never speak to a friend the way you narrate your own mistakes. I'll swap "I always mess this up" with "that didn't work. What variable can I tweak?" Curiosity over contempt. Contempt collapses capacity. Curiosity expands it. Mindset isn't a one and done purge. It's hygiene. Just like you brush your teeth daily, you brush your brain daily. Morning. Prime with gratitude. Vision. Identity. Midday. Recenter with a breath and a question. Evening. Review wins, lessons, and close loops. 3 touch points keep the mental channel clear. Beware of borrowed goals. If your dream life curiously matches an influencer's feed, pause. What do you actually want your days to feel like? Not just look like. Texture matters. Silence or buzz, travel or rootedness, big team or solo maker, spotlight or shadow. Wealth is freedom to choose your texture. Mindset work includes permission to want different. We haven't talked numbers yet because numbers obey mind. When you see money as a vote for your values, you budget different. When you see investing as self-trust, you fund it first. When you see debt payoff as reclaiming energy, you attack it with joy, not shame. Every spreadsheet cell becomes a sentence in your new story. Here's a practical rewire stack for the next 7 days. Day 1, belief dump, plus interrogation, 3 questions per belief. Day 2, write 3 new belief statements and tie each to 1 action. Day 3, craft or update your 5-year scene, record it, listen before bed. Day 4, install a 24-hour purchase pause, announce it to someone for accountability. Day 5, schedule a 30-minute weekly money meeting with yourself. Build a simple template. Day 6, do the 3x3 gratitude and shift creation Saji contribution drill. Set a reminder to repeat. Day 7, curate your inputs. Unfollow 5 accounts that trigger scarcity. Follow 5 that teach skill. At the end of those 7 days, note shifts, emotion around money, reflexes before buying, clarity about direction. Small? Maybe, but tectonic plates move millimeters and reshape continents. One more layer. Metaphors. Your brain loves stories, so feed it one that serves. Perhaps money is a garden. You plant, water, weed, harvest. Not a slot machine. Pull hope, despair. Perhaps your mind is a mixing board with sliders. Scarcity down, creativity up, shame muted, ownership loud. When you catch yourself spiraling, adjust sliders, tend the garden. Playfulness disarms panic. You might feel resistance, eye rolls at exercises, fatigue at repetition. That's normal. The old identity senses eviction and fights. Smile at it. Keep going. Consistency is rebellion against the past. And notice nothing here required permission, capital, or a perfect time. Mindset shifts happen in minutes, an echo for decades. You reclaim authorship. You stop being a character in someone else's plot and begin revising the manuscript. We're still moving. Same breath, same cadence. Thoughts reframed, identity aligned, questions sharpened. You're lighter, not because the world changed, but because you did. And from here, the way you use minutes will mirror the way you use mind. Let's keep pressing without pausing for ceremony. You say you don't have time, yet your thumb knows every curve of your screen. You sprint all day, yet the needle barely moves. Busy isn't the badge you think it is, it's camouflage for drift. So we cut the camo. We drag every minute into daylight and ask, did this buy me freedom or just fill a void? Start with the lie. I'm just slammed. No, you're scattered. Your hours leak through invisible cracks. Notifications, favors, emergency errands that were never yours. Meetings with no spine. Apps engineered to hijack dopamine. You don't lose time in boulders, you lose it in pebbles. A pebble in your shoe will stop a marathon just as surely as a wall. So we empty the shoe. Phase 1, the time audit, 3 days. Ruthless honesty. Track in 15 or 30-minute blocks. Everything. Scrolling? Mark it. Research that was actually avoidance? Mark it. Microcleaning when you should be pitching? Mark it. At night, color code, HVA, high value activity, moves money, health, deep relationships, mastery. LVA, low value, necessary but cheap energy, emails, dishes. NVA, no value, mindless noise. Don't judge yet, just map. By day 4, patterns glare. Most people find 2 to 4 hours on a day of MVA. That's 15 days a year. 15 days could build a product, a body, a brand. Seeing that hurts in the best way. Phase 2, the Adikino scalpel. Ask, which 20% of tasks created 80% of wins last month? Which clients, habits, projects delivered the bulk of results? Circle them. Everything else becomes suspect. Double down on the circled. Automate, delegate, or delete the rest. This is not cold. It's kind to your future. Interrupt the productivity illusion. Checking your inbox first thing is volunteering your brain to other people's priorities. Multitasking, cognitive junk food. Each switch costs you focus. Set a rule. 1 tab, 1 task. Single thread your attention like a laser, not a disco ball. Depth beats scatter every time. 1 hour of clean, undiluted creation. 10 hours of reactive jitter. Boundaries, the word you avoid because conflict tingles at the edges, but every yes is a theft from something else. Create scripts so you can decline without drama. Appreciate the invite and can't commit right now. Happy to help for 10 minutes. After that, I'll point you to X. This doesn't align with my priorities this quarter. Practice in the mirror. The first 10 will shake, the next 100 will liberate. Time blocking turns intention into architecture. Put your priorities on the calendar like non-negotiable meetings with your freedom. Morning. Deep work block, 2 to 3 hours. No phone, no inbox, no chat pings. Midday, admin, maintenance, emails, scheduling. Afternoon, calls, collaborations, lighter creative. Evening, decompression, learning, family, reflection. Treat each block as sacred. Alarm rings, block shifts, you move. Friction drops when decisions are pre-made. Micro sprints keep you honest. Pomodoro, 25 on, Ibolwev off, or your own rhythm. 52 or 17, 90 M15. The point is cycles, not martyrdom. During sprints, kill all alerts. Put the phone in another room. Use website blockers, freedom, cold turkey. Your brain will beg for a hit of novelty at minute 8. Here, breathe and stay. That urge is withdrawal, not wisdom. Create focus cues. 1 playlist, a 1 candle scent, 1 chair. And train your nervous system. When this song plays, we write. When this hoodie is on, we build. Pavlov wasn't just for dogs. Rituals anchor attention. Meetings demand agendas, outcomes, and time caps. No agenda, no meeting. Could it be an email? Then it is. Could it be a Loom video? Record it. Default to async. If you must meet, stack them back to back so context switching happens once. Not all day. Notifications are permission slips you never signed. Turn off everything non-essential for a week. Feel the panic, then feel the peace. Pull info when you need it. Don't let it push itself into your brain. Protect the first hour of your day like it's the vault. No digital input. Only output. Journaling, planning, stretching, silence. What hits you first sets the chemical tone. Design friction and flow. Make bad habits harder. Remove shopping apps. Log out of social. Store your credit card in another room. Make good habits easier. Journal open on desk. Running shoes by door. To-do list on home screen. Environment beats willpower. Build a cockpit that flies you toward freedom almost by default. Batching is leverage for your brain. Answer emails in 1 chunk. Not all day. Film several pieces of content in 1 afternoon. Cook 3 meals at once. Context switching is a tax, batching is a refund. Energy mapping matters as much as time mapping. Track when you're sharp, maybe 8 and 11 a.m. When you slump, 4 p.m. Schedule demanding work in your peaks, admin, or rest in valleys. Stop forcing brilliance at 3 p.m. If your brain is mud, walk instead. Reset. Or do light lifts. Protect white space. Empty calendar blocks for thinking. Schedule a 30-minute weekly thinking time with no devices. Journal on strategy, obstacles, angles. Most people never think. They just react. Thinking is a high-value task. People-pleasing is a time trap wearing a smile. You agree to projects, favors, events that derail your build. Your future self is begging you to disappoint a few people now so you don't disappoint yourself forever. Boundary setting is a rich habit. Create a no list. Things you categorically refuse. Endless news, doom scrolling. Meetings longer than 45 minutes. Projects without pay or purpose. Calls before 10 a.m. etc. Post it where you see it. When options pop up, filter them through this list. For the obligations you must keep, shrink them. Can the meeting be 20 minutes? Can the favor be a referral instead of hours of your time? Can the errand be delivered? Compression is an art. Ask, how can this take half the time? Often enough, and your brain obliges. Build automation into your schedule. Recurring calendar blocks, auto pay bills, auto invest transfers, recurring task reminders. A system remembered by software frees bandwidth for creation. Zapier, IFTTT. Notion templates. Use machines for what machines do. Delegate before you feel ready. Hire a VA for 5 hours a week. Offload video edits, designs, scheduling. Every hour you buy back should be redirected into HVA, not Netflix. The wealthy spend money to buy time. The broke spend time to save money. Your to-do list is lying, too long, too vague. Build a must-do 3-item list daily. 1 needle mover, 1 maintenance, 1 personal. Finish them. Then earn the right to add more. Momentum loves completion. Create capture systems to catch ideas to your tasks so they don't rattle in your head. 1 inbox, digital or physical, where all inputs land. Process it at set times. Brain like water, clear, calm, beats brain like cluttered tabs. Guard transition moments. The 5 minutes after a task ends, the first 5 after lunch, the minute you sit at your desk. Those micro windows decide if you drift or dive. Have many routines? Well, deep breath. Reread your top goal, stand up, stretch, then plunge into the next block. Sleep is a time habit. Sacrifice it and your hours degrade. Use a bedtime routine. Dark room. No screens an hour before. Rich habits need a rested brain. Hustle culture lied. Exhaustion isn't edge, it's erosion. Food and movement matter. Sugar crashes steal hours. Sedentary days fog thought. Walk calls. Stand desks. Pomodoro breaks. Gimmer push-ups. You're not a brain in a jar. Manage the body to manage time. Calendar the fun too. If joy isn't scheduled, it's sacrificed. Movies with your kid. Date night. Hiking. Block them. Fulfillment fuels focus. A drained life seeks distraction, a nourished one doesn't. Handle emergencies by pre-planning. If X goes wrong, I will Y. Car breaks, emergency fund, and Uber, not frantic spirals. Client flakes, backup lead list, not panic posts. Decision trees save hours of stress. Create end-of-day shutdowns. Review wins. List tomorrow's top 3. Tidy workspace. Close loops so your brain doesn't chew on them at midnight. Morning. You will thank night you. Adopt the one-touch rule. Email. Decide. Reply. Schedule. Archive. Paper. File. Act. Toss. Don't rehandle the same thing 5 times. Each reopen is a time toll. Weekly review. Time GPS. Every week. Scan your calendar. Where did HVA slip? Where did NVA creep? Adjust. Recommit. This rhythm keeps you honest and agile. Language shift again. Stop saying I got distracted. Say, I chose distraction. Ouch. Yes. Empowering. Also yes. When you take ownership of leaks, you conceal them. Accountability amplifies discipline. Share your time goals with a partner. Co-work virtually with someone during deep blocks. Text starting now and done to a friend. External eyes strengthen internal resolve. Beware of productive procrastination. Organizing your desk when you should be calling prospects. Tweaking your website when you should ship the product. Ask, am I moving the needle or stroking my ego? Choose the needle. Digital minimalism. Uninstall 80% of apps. Set your phone in grayscale. Move socials to the last screen. Use dumb modes. Make your defaults boring. Boredom births creativity, not dopamine drip feeds. Celebrate reclaimed minutes. I saved 30 minutes by batching. What did I buy with them? Turn save time into specific action. Learn, build, rest. If you don't assign it, it will vaporize. Finally, craft a time-rich identity. I am someone who uses minutes like currency. I invest hours. I don't spend them. Every block on my calendar funds my future. Repeat until behavior echoes belief. Now watch the loop. Mindset set the stage. Time mastery lights it. With hours reclaimed, attention sharpened, and distractions declawed, you possess the raw material for income streams, leverage, and systems. You're not busier, you're bolder. Keep that state. We slide forward not with fanfare, but with momentum already in motion. Hours reclaimed, mindset reset. You're holding raw capacity. Now you turn capacity into cash flows, not just cash bursts. One paycheck is a cliff edge. You're building a bridge of planks. Add one, then another, until the drop no longer scares you. This isn't theory, it's architecture. Streams, not splashes. First, inventory your leverageable assets, skills, knowledge, curiosity, access, tools. List answers to 4 prompts. People always ask me how to. I can do rewire faster, easier than most. I've solved plink and ERC for myself. Others still struggle with it. I already use a Audit software to process that businesses paper help with. Circle anything that sparks even mild excitement. Boredom won't survive the grind. Run each idea through a quick filter. 1. Problem clarity. Can you state the pain in one sentence a stranger understands? New freelancers can't land first clients? Number 2. Market existence. Are people already paying for solutions? If yes, good. Competition proves demand. 3. Monetization path. Can you see at least 2 price points? I book $19, coaching $299, course $499. If an idea fails all 3, park it. You're not married to it, just dating it. Validation beats imagination. 5-day sprint. Day 1, research search terms. Reddit threads, Amazon reviews to harvest language of pain. Day 2, draft a simple offer. Problem, promise, process, price. Day 3, build a bare bones landing page or Google Docs sales sheet with a buy button, Stripe, PayPal. Day 4, drive tiny traffic, 20 DMs. 3, relevant Facebook and notch Discord posts, $29 in ads if you can. Day 5, measure the clicks, replies, sales. Iterate fast. 1 yes validates more than 100 likes. Charge even $10. Free feedback flatters. Paid feedback proofs. Side hustle formats to start now. Low cost, high learning. Freelancing, actual consulting. You trade skill for money, but on your terms. Craft all 1-sentence positioning. I help re-achieve smithing without ethnic and Set a starter package, not hourly drips. Deliverables protect energy. Service arbitrage. Sell a done-for-you service you manage, but outsource execution. EEEG. Website design packages using vetted freelancers. You become the project manager, not the labor. Digital products. Ebooks, templates, swipe files, Notion dashboards, checklists. Create once, sell forever. Bonus. They pre-qualify buyers for higher ticket offers. Micro courses and workshops. 2-hour live Zoom teaching. Solved pain. Record it, sell replay. Iterate content into a full course later. Affiliate marketing. Recommend tools you already use. Write a tutorial. Embed your link. Every view becomes potential passive trickle income. Trust is currency. Recommend with integrity. Print on demand, low-touch e-com. Designs on shirts, mugs, journals, no inventory. Platform fulfills. Test quickly. Keep winners. Kill losers. Local, offline gaps. Busy professionals need errands. Parents need tutoring. Cafes need better menus. Offline money spends the same, sometimes faster. Price with intent. Don't guess. Anchor to value, not time. 3 quick methods. ROI framing. If your offer saves 10 hours or makes $1,010, 10 and 1% of that is fair. Tiered ladder. Light. DIY guide. Core. Done with you. Premium. Done for you. People self-select. You avoid can you discount. Emails. Put starter premium. Price slightly above comfort. You'll show up sharper. Clients will commit more. Adjust with data, not fear. Deliver like your brand depends on it, because it does. Over-deliver on clarity, communication, and outcome. Gather testimonials immediately. Ask, what changed for you? And what would you tell someone considering this? Social proof lubricates future sales. Now, convert active cash into semi-passive assets. Every time you do something manually, ask, can this be templatized, recorded, automated? Turn coaching calls into a curriculum. Turn repeated client docs into plug-and-play templates. Turn FAQs into a paid mini course. You're building a product ladder. Free value, low ticket offer, core program, recurring membership or mastermind. Memberships and subscriptions are stable oxygen. Could you deliver ongoing value monthly? A community, resource library, weekly office hours, recurring revenue decouples revenue from constant lunches. Start small, 10 people at 29th month to 190. Improve it, grow it, raise it, create once, distribute everywhere. 1 long video becomes 10 shorts, 5 quotes, 2 carousels. 1 email, systems, or a VA, should slice and schedule. Visibility drives sales while you build. Obscurity costs more than imperfect content. Legal and financial hygiene from day 1. Separate accounts, business versus personal. Track income, expenses weekly. Set aside a tax percentage, 20-30% depending on region. Fear of taxes kills startups. Plan and breathe. Use simple tools first. Wave, Maria Zero, a Notion sheet. Upgrade later. Reinvest. Don't reward yet. Extra dollars. Fund better software. Contractors. Ads. Education and buffers. Lifestyle creep murders momentum. Set a rule. First 10K or 3 months goes back into the machine. And celebrate later with freedom, not fragile flexes. When a stream works, to document it. SOPs. Standard operating procedures. Let others run pieces. Recording your process turns you from hustler to owner. Each documented workflow is an asset you can hand off, sell, or scale. Diversify with purpose. Don't juggle 5 newborn streams. Raise 1 toddler to walk, then birth the next. Health check before adding. Is stream A delivering predictable monthly revenue? Is fulfillment smooth? Is marketing consistent? If yes, add stream B, layer, don't scatter. Metrics matter. MRRRAARR, monthly to annual recurring revenue. CAC to net LTV, cost to acquire customer versus lifetime value. Conversion rates, view, click, buy. Fulfillment time, mentees cost. How long does delivery really take? Track simply, weekly. What you measure, you can manage. Use platforms as stepping stones, not prisons. Start on Fiverr, Upwork, Etsy, KDP, but funnel buyers to your own list. Algorithms shift. Your email list is sovereign territory. Offer a lead magnet that truly helps. Nurture with value, not constant pitches. Audience income until you offer clarity. Tell them exactly how to pay you. Clear work with me pages, pinned posts, bio links, no scavenger hunts. People buy ease as much as outcome. Collaborations multiply streams. Partner with someone who complements your skill. You write, they design, you coach, they market. Revenue share deals allow big offers without big overhead. Contracts, always contracts. Think assets and categories. Knowledge assets, courses, books, templates, attention assets, email lists, channels, SEO'd articles, financial assets, index funds, dividend stocks, real estate, system assets, SOPs, automations, brand guidelines, built across categories over time so one wobble doesn't topple the table. Don't romanticize passive. Most income is front-loaded active, then back-end maintenance, that's fine. Accept it. Passive is a spectrum, not a binary. Aim for as passive as possible while still effective. Use the 10K stack target if you like milestones. 1 stream at 100 month, proof of concept. 2 streams at 500 month, buffer. 3 streams at a $1,000 month, rent coverage. 4+ streams approaching 5 retired catered month, her escape velocity. Each layer increases optionality. Optionality is oxygen. Customer experience loops fuel referrals. After delivery, follow up at 30, 90 days. What results stuck? What's next challenge? Offer next step product or ask for referral. Happy buyers become marketers. You don't pay. Mindset sneaks in again. Imposter syndrome spikes when you charge. You're not lying. You're learning publicly. Promise what you can deliver, then deliver fully. Transparency beats perfectionism. Here's what this includes. Here's what it doesn't. Here's the support you get. Stops scope creep and panic. Name your offers with clarity. Cute names confuse wallets. 40-day freelance launchy. Sprint beats a Phoenix method. People buy outcomes, not poetry. Dead streams, kill or pivot them. Sentimentality is expensive. If a product didn't hit, ask, was it message, market, or model? Tweak or toss? Capacity is finite. Protect it. Know your builder archetype. Creator, contentable, and courses. Service pro, done for you. Connector, affiliate, partnerships. Operator systems, agencies. Lean into your dominant. Hire for the rest. Self-awareness shortens detours. Design fulfillment constraints early. Cap client slots. Use waitlists. Set response windows. Scarcity can be strategy when paired with systems. Nothing kills streams like burnout from overpromising. Insurance for streams. Backup. Duplications. And contracts. Backup course videos. List exports. SOPs. Own your domain. Brand assets. What if X disappeared tomorrow? If panic, build buffer. Celebrate first dollars loudly to yourself. Screenshot Stripe's first ping. Frame the PayPal email. These are identity anchors. You are now someone who creates money beyond salary. Let that sink in. Structure your week around stream priorities. Build, create new assets. Sell, drive traffic. Make offers. Serve, deliver, systemize, document, and automate. Oh, each gets a block. Imbalance, error or leaks. Balance, or flow. Expect plateaus. Stream revenue charts look like staircases, not rockets. When flat, diagnose, traffic, offer, follow up, tweak one variable at a time. Knee-jerk pivots cause whiplash. Peer masterminds keep you honest and inspired. Share numbers, wins, flops. Swapping tactics accelerates all. Lone wolves slow walk. Ethics aren't optional. Scammy funnels might cash quick, but reputational debt compounds faster. Build offers that help. Refund fairly, support generously. Sleep is part of wealth. Finally, remember why streams matter. Not to hoard, but to breathe. Multiple inflows mean you take creative risks. Reject misaligned work. Care for family without panic. Streams fund sovereignty. Sovereignty funds soul work. You're stacking now idea, validation, offer, delivery, asset, system. The muscle builds, the fear fades, the machine hums. We stay in motion, smooth, continuous, because once you taste diversified income, you'll never view your hours the same way again. So stop counting hours like a factory punch card and start counting multipliers. Hours for dollars is a ladder missing rungs. Leverage is the elevator you build yourself. The question shifts from how hard can I work to how big can I make the outcome of one smart move. One action, many echoes, that's the game now. Leverage is any tool, system, or structure that lets you do more with the same or less effort. Think of three core ingredients: ideas, IP, infrastructure, system to keep the neck of people, and influence, distribution, a durability audience. Combine them and output explodes. Keep swinging a lone hammer and you tire fast. Design a nail gun line and you sip coffee while walls rise. Let's name the main leverage vectors so your brain stops defaulting to sweat. 1. Code and technology leverage software doesn't sleep. Automation send emails, deliver products, schedule posts, reconcile books. APIs glue tools together. A $20 a month app can replace 10 manual hours. Build tiny scripts. Use Zapier. Make Notion dashboards. Deploy AI assistants. Each one is cloned labor. Every keystroke you never do again is leverage banked. 2. Media and content leverage. One video can sell for years. One article ranked on Google is a silent salesperson. One podcast episode can touch 100,000 ears while you nap. Content is recorded effort with infinite playbacks. When you create once, distribute forever, your ideas become assets, not vapors. The G's, capital leverage money multiplies when placed wisely, ads that return profit, index funds, compounding, tools that save time, contractors that free you. $1,000 spent to earn $2,000 every month is smarter than $0 spent and $0 earned. Fear of spending is scarcity's leash. Data-driven spending is leverage's leash on wealth. 4. People leverage a VA booking your calendar, an editor slicing your footage, a salesperson closing leads. You cloned hours. Leadership replaces lone wolf hustle. You don't need a payroll army. Start with 5 hours per week outsourced. Every task removed creates a pocket for creation. 5. Product and IP leverage templates, frameworks, methodologies. Codify your brain. Turn your process into repeatable assets. SOPs let others deliver your magic. Licensing lets companies pay for your method while you build the next. IP is the goose, not the egg. 6. Platform and distribution leverage algorithms, marketplaces, affiliates. Borrow megaphones? You list on Amazon? Thousands browse. You partner with an influencer. Their trust carries you. But remember, rent platforms, own audience, funnel traffic to your list. Control is ultimate leverage. 7. Network leverage. One intro can shave months of trial. One mastermind tip triples revenue. Relationships are shortcuts disguised as friendships. You don't use people, you co-create value. The right room is the catapult. To shift into leverage, run a leverage audit on your current work. What did I touch multiple times this week that could be templatized or automated? Which tasks require me and which require a competent human, not necessarily me? Where am I the bottleneck? Where am I the genius? What asset, if created once, would solve this problem forever? Make 2 lists. Keep, high judgment, high impact, and offload to automate, repetitive, low judgment. Then build paths, SOP, Pumble was higher, Zapier flow, content batch, productization. Adopt the mantra, create once, cash forever. COCF, write it down. Every time you start a task, ask the how can this become an asset? Record your screen while you do it. Boom. S to P. Package your checklist. Boom. Pay template. Turn your email answer into a blog post. Boom. Traffic magnet. Repurpose as reflex. Build a multiplier ladder for each project. 1. Do it manually. Learn nuances. Not 2. Document steps. Clear instructions. Now read 3. Delegate or automate. Remove yourself. 4. Productize. Sell the system, template, Fabave, that distribute, get eyes on it at scale. And mix. License, franchise. Let others deploy under your brand or theirs. Climb the ladder deliberately. Don't jump to licensing before documentation. Foundations first, skyscraper later. Understand unit economics of leverage. If you're paying $200 to a freelancer to produce something that sells for $1,000, your effective hourly has multiplied even if you worked less. Track creation cost versus lifetime value. Stop fixating on margin per unit. Consider margin per hour of your time. That's the wealth metric. Leverage also lives in decisions. High leverage decisions, choosing a niche, crafting an irresistible offer, picking a scalable model, echo for months. Low leverage decisions, logo color, font choice, barely ripple. Weight choices accordingly. Spend an hour deciding your product ladder. Spend 5 minutes picking header images. Shift your identity from worker to architect. Workers ask, what do I need to do today? Architects ask, what structure would make this automatic? Before diving into execution, pause. Is this better solved by a system? That pause is leverage's birth. Design flywheels, systems that feed themselves. Value. Flywheel, create content, attract audience, sell product, collect feedback, make better content. Referral flywheel, deliver excellent service, ask for testimonial, showcase, attract new clients, and repeat. Cash flow, flywheel, side hustle income, invest in asset cash flow, reinvest into better leverage, bigger asset. Once a flywheel spins, energy requirements drop. Initial push is heavy. Momentum keeps it rolling. Protect momentum ruthlessly. Beware fake leverage, complex funnels that never launch, bloated tech stacks you don't use, a team hired before process, passive crypto plays you don't understand. Simplicity scales. Complexity cracks. Ask, does this actually reduce effort or only feel fancy? Framework for deploying leverage fast. LEAA and P. List everything you do weekly. Eliminate what doesn't move needles. Automate what repeats with rules or tools. People. Delegate what's left to the lowest competent level, including future you via SOP. Finally, you do the rare high judgment work. When hiring, hire outcomes, not hours. Edit 4 TikToks in week to spec beats 5 hours editing. Clear deliverables, net cash, clean leverage. Create incentive on aligned leverage. Affiliates paid on performance. Contractors bonused for speed quality. Customers rewarded for referrals. You pay for results. They're motivated to deliver. Financial leverage moral. Debt can be a lever or landmine. Consider good debt when ROI beats interest and timelines are clear. G. Financing equipment that pays itself. Avoid vanity debt. Flex purchases you justify with brand image. Leverage without discipline is gambling. Licensing and franchising. Advanced leverage package your system. Allow others to deploy under guidelines. Collect fees or royalties. Fitness programs. Coaching frameworks. Curriculum. Scalable when replicated by others. You become the brand steward, and not the only operator. Media archives are leverage vaults. Keep a library of past content, testimonials, launch assets, recycle with tweaks. The internet forgets fast. Reuse is efficient, not lazy. Your email list is pure leverage. Write once, send to thousands. Segmenting increases ROI. Automate nurture sequences that teach thicker trust build, and invite to buy while you build new assets. Own the channel. Don't rely solely on socials. SEO is slow leverage. One article ranked can drip buyers for years. Batch keyword research. Write with intent. Update annually. Compounding traffic is quiet power. Paid ads are capital leverage accelerants. Test offers quickly. Scale winners? Learn small budgets first. Ads magnify messaging. Bad copy burns. Cash faster. Once tuned, you have a tap. Turn net spend on to revenue flows. Minimum effective dose. MED thinking. What's the smallest lever that moves this boulder? Could a single partnership replace months of cold outreach? Could one keynote land 10 clients? Seek AED before slog. Time block for leverage creation. Reserve weekly leverage blocks, where the only goal is to build assets or systems, not fulfill tasks. Treat it sacred. Today's leverage block is tomorrow's freedom. Measure leverage gains. Track hours saved this week. Revenue per hour of my input. Percent of revenue from assets versus labor. Without metrics, you drift back to grind. Language again. Say build more than do. Asset more than task. System more than strategy. Words steer attention. Attention builds reality. Protect creative bandwidth. High leverage thinking needs quiet. Guard white space. If your calendar is crammed with delivery, your leverage dries. Raise prices. Cap clients. Or clone yourself via team to reclaim headspace. Perfectionism strangles leverage. The first version of your system will creak. Ship anyway. Iterate with feedback. Leverage compounds through iteration, not stasis. Teach your team to think leverage. Don't just assign tasks. Share context. Ask them. How would you automate this? Culture of leverage stops everything funneling back to you. Stacking leverage types multiplies effects. Example, create a course, product IP, host it on Teachable, tech, run affiliates, people, repurpose lessons to YouTube, media, retarget viewers with ads, capital. One core idea, 5 levers, seasonal reviews, each quarter, list top time sinks, and ask, what lever solves this? Maybe a new hire, a tool, or dropping an offer. Leverage is ongoing pruning and grafting. Psychological leverage, beliefs that free you. Done is leverage. Perfect is prison. Every problem has a system counterpart. If I do it twice, I systemize it. Repeat until instinctual. Don't confuse leisure with laziness. Leverage gives room to rest. Rest recharges creativity, which fuels better levers. Hustle zombies build shaky towers. Rested builders craft fortresses. Exit strategies are leverage's endgame. Build streams and systems that can be sold, handed down, or stepped back from. NFOPs, clean books, documented funnels. Acquirers pay for organization, even if you don't sell. Building sellable makes it runnable without you. Your inner voice might still whisper, but it's faster if I just do it myself. Temporarily, yes. Strategically, no. Every "I'll just do it" steals from future you. Grab a longer lens. You now view effort through a new lens. Multiply or minimize. Now see, you can still grind. You just grind on building the machine, not being the machine. That's the pivot that pries you out of the hamster wheel permanently. We keep flowing. No fanfare, no break. Just a body of work turning into a body of assets. You're lighter, louder in impact, quieter in exertion. That hum, you've built streams, you've grasped leverage. Now it's time to slip into cruise control. Imagine waking up to balance updates, payments sent, investments growing, content scheduled, and tasks ticked off, all without lifting a finger. That's automation. The wealth accelerator that runs while you sleep, breathe, and dream. If you're still relying on brute force willpower and memory, you're driving a manual transmission on a bullet train track. It works, but it's exhausting. Let's shift you into autopilot so your brain and energy go to creation, not coordination. First, automate your personal finances. Money flows are the lifeblood of wealth. If leaks and friction persist, nothing sticks. Create distinct accounts with clear labels. Income inflow, where every cent of earnings lands, or operating expenses, bills, subscriptions, necessary costs. Freedom fund, automated savings or investments. Play money, guilt-free spending. On payday, before you see a cent in your main checking, schedule automatic transfers, 20% to freedom, 5% to play. Remainder stays for bills. You pay yourself first on autopilot. No budgeting fights, no discipline drama. Use your bank's rules or apps like Wise, Revolut, or local equivalents to set recurring rules. This simple shift locks in savings and investments before temptation strikes. Next, automate bill payments and subscriptions. Late fees, service interruptions, credit ding. These kill momentum. Schedule autopay for utilities, rent, insurance, internet. Review subscriptions quarterly. Set a calendar alert to audit autopay and cancel anything you don't use. Use invoice management tools, Wave, Xero, to ingest and pay vendor bills automatically. Let tech handle the drudgery so you can focus on building value. Now, automate your core habits, your morning routine, your weekly reviews, your content schedule. Embed them in systems that remind and enforce. Use calendar blocks with auto-invites you cannot decline. Weekly money meeting. Automate audit. Content creation sprint. Set reminders on multiple devices. Link tasks in Notion or Asana. When you mark, start weekly review. Next week's review card auto-generates. Habit doesn't rely on memory. It triggers like clockwork. Digital workflows are your friend. Identify repetitive tasks, email sequencing, client onboarding, social posting, and chain them through tools like Zapier, Make, or native integrations. For example, when a course payment arrives, trigger, add student to database, send welcome email, enroll in LMS, add to Slack community, tag on email list. You design once, it fires every time. That's automation equity. Automate client communications. Define standard templates for proposals, follow-ups, feedback requests. Use email apps like Gmail with canned responses or tools like Mixmax to schedule sequences. A single inquiry can auto-trigger your qualification questionnaire, your pitch deck, and a Calendly link for booking a call. That way, you never miss a lead. When you automate responsiveness, you scale trust and urgency without manual chasing. Automate marketing funnels, build simple lead magnets, PDF checklist, mini course, case study, then create an email sequence. Warm welcome, deliver value, pitch your offer, share social proof, follow up. Platforms like ConvertKit, MailChimp, or local equivalents let you tag subscribers and branch sequences based on actions. You're engaging prospects on schedule even when you are offline. Content automation multiplies your visibility. Record one long-form video. Use AI or VA to chop into shorts, quotes, blog posts, and social graphics. Schedule them in a tool like Buffer or Later to drip over weeks. Each piece is a seed. Automation plants them without your daily tending. Monitor performance, let the algorithm run, and focus on the next big idea. Automate data tracking and reporting. Wealth moves hinge on clarity of numbers and metrics. Use spreadsheets or BI tools that pull bank payment platform. And add account data automatically. At a glance, you see revenue per stream, hours saved by automation, ROI on ads, no more manual entry or Friday afternoon crunch. Insights arrive every morning, guiding your next moves. Automate learning and improvement. Save articles and podcasts in an app like Pocket. Set up weekly reviews to process highlights in Notion. Use Redwise to surface spaced repetition of key insights. Automate social listening, Google Alerts, mention or RSS feeds to notify you when your niche gets hot. That way, you learn without chasing content. Automate network nurturing. Set reminders for birthdays, work anniversaries, or follow updates with key contacts. Use CRM-like tools, Airtable, MailChimp, to track conversations, next steps, and personalize outreach. A quick congrats on the launch email lands in their inbox right on cue. Relationships deepen when you never forget. Automate investment and wealth growth. Use robo-advisors or brokerage auto-invest features, fractional shares on schedule, dividend reinvestments, crypto DCA, mortgage principal boosts. Frequency matters more than size. 100-a-month auto-invest eclipses, sporadic lump sums decided by mood. Let compounding run on schedule. Automate retirement and tax planning. If local tools allow, automate contributions to retirement plans, health savings accounts, or other tax-advantaged vehicles. Use apps that categorize transactions by tax category, so you avoid surprises at year-end. Auto-file reminders and e-signature flows ensure compliance by default. Automate small wins. Use a done jar. Each time you complete a sprint, send an automated Slack message to yourself or a group celebrating the win. Gamify progress. Celebrate automatically so the reward system keeps you engaged without manual self-high-fives. Automate feedback loops. After project delivery, trigger a survey. Rate this 1-5. Tell me what worked. The responses auto-collect in a spreadsheet. You iterate products based on data, not ad hoc intuition. Automations ensure you never launch blind. Automate security and backups. Your digital assets, videos, SOP docs, code, need backups. Automate daily copies to cloud drives. Encrypted archives, version control. A single lost file can stall growth. Automation is insurance. Automate your environment. Use smart bulbs to signal work modes. Blue light on for deep work. Warm light for reflection. Use digital well-being settings to lock out apps during focus blocks. A physical trigger engages software protections. It's friction in the right places, flow in the rest. Automate delegation. Create clear SOPs in shared docs or video walkthroughs. When a VA or freelance partner onboarded, they hit play and follow the system. No training calls. No repeated instructions. You systemize yourself out of the loop. Automate reminders for renewal and subscriptions. Whether domain names, certifications, or memberships. Auto-renew or schedule review alarms. Avoid lapses and ensure continuity for revenue and reputation. Automate experimentation. Use split testing tools in email, ads, landing pages. Let the machine learn what converts. You don't guess headlines. Data reveals winners. Automate winners into primary flows. Automate resource allocation. If a stream underperforms consistently over 3 months, auto-archive it. Kill campaigns, pause content, repurpose resources, define rules so you prune without hesitation. Automate generosity. Schedule micro-donations or time slots for mentoring calls. Automated generosity attracts goodwill and opportunities. You give without gaps. Automate personal development. Enroll once in a mastermind or course with lifetime access. Then schedule module deep dive sessions quarterly, so learning never stalls. You progress on autopilot. Automate scope control. Use contract templates with clear deliverables and change order clauses. When scope creep appears, auto-issue a variation order sheet, yes or no. Systems keep commitments bounded. Automate health checks. Sync fitness trackers to Google Sheets. Schedule weekly health review to spot trends. Wealth without health falters. Automation keeps you honest. Automate travel and rest. Use travel apps that auto-schedule downtime. Health advisories. And packing lists. Automation ensures you recharge without forgetting essentials. Automate your legacy. Archive newsletters. Record milestone stories. Tag important files. One day, handing over your business or assets is a folder share and a start here document. Legacy automation is frictionless succession. All these automations share one truth. You design once, they run forever. The effort shifts from constant execution to strategic engineering. Your role morphs from firefighter to architect. Every new automation frees a sliver of brain power. Slivers sum into hours. Hours compound into freedom. Automation is not cold or robotic. It's compassionate. You're creating space for creativity, relationships, curiosity, and vision. You're insulating against human error, fatigue, and distraction. You're engineering a life that follows your priorities by default, not by fleeting motivation. So, map your week. Pick 4 automations to build or refine. Block the time, fail fast, iterate, ship the minimal version, test, improve, then celebrate the time you just bought. Every minute recovered is a minute you can invest in next-level creation. We keep this momentum unbroken. No grand pauses, because automation itself demands flow. When systems hum, your life hums. And that hum is the system's hum. Income trickles while you sleep. And now a quieter question rises. When someone hears your name, what do they feel? Trust? Curiosity? Nothing? Leverage without visibility is a silent engine in a locked garage. You need doors open, eyes on, a mind's primed. That's brand power. Reputation engineered, story sharpened, value broadcast, so opportunity walks to you instead of you knocking forever. Brand is not logo polish or a moody color palette. Brand is the promise people expect when they encounter you. It's the shorthand they use when recommending you in a group chat. It's the sentence after "you should follow, we are work with, buy from." You either design that sentence or default to some freelancer, some coach, some store. Commodities compete on price. Brands set the price. Start by clarifying the one problem you solve and the one transformation you deliver. Fuzzy brands drown in scroll speed. Write a single crisp line. I help getting dant avoid and without and. Read it aloud. Does it punch? Would your ideal person nod hard? Trim fluff until it stings with accuracy. Now carve your angle. 10,000 people talk money, fitness, design. Why you? Maybe it's your humor, your ruthless simplicity, your cultural lens, your calm method in a noisy niche. Your personality is leverage, weaponize quirks. If you're introverted, claim it and teach quiet people to sell. If you're nerdy, lean into deep dives others avoid. If you've failed publicly, own the scars and guide others around the potholes. Bland eyes, specific sticks. Story is glue. Facts inform. Stories imprint. Craft your origin like a movie beat sheet. Ordinary world. Inciting incident. Broke. Burned out. A boxed in. Messy middle. Experiments, mentors, setbacks. Turning point. System click. And a first 1K online. Debt erased. New mission. Help others shortcut. Keep it tight. Visceral. True. Sprinkle it. Don't dump it. Story threads through posts, emails, talks. Each telling reveals another facet. Choose platforms intentionally. You don't need to dance everywhere. Where does your ideal person already hang now? What medium suits your expression? Long-form thinker, YouTube or newsletter, snappy writer, X-Dank Twitter, visual explainer, Instagram or TikTok carousels, B2B, LinkedIn. Pick one primary, one secondary. Master cadence. Cadence bursts trust. Sporadic bursts confuse people. Predictable rhythm trains them to listen. Consistency isn't sameness. It's coherence. Your tone, values, and promise echo across mediums. But content can vary in depth or format. Cohesion beats perfection. A rough iPhone video that hits the right nerve outruns a polished reel that says nothing. Give yourself permission to publish good enough often, rather than flawless. Never can be content types? Think in pillars. Teach. Quick wins. Frameworks behind the scenes process. Tell. Micro stories. Client transformations. Personal moments that humanize. Take a stand. Contrarian opinions. Myth busting. Lines in the sand. Stop calling it passive if you spent 200 hours building it. Talk back. Answer audience questions. Comment on trends with your lens. Rotate pillars weekly so you're a full spectrum signal. Authority, humanity, conviction, responsiveness. Hook fast. First 3 seconds of video. First line of a post. They decide if attention stays. Ask a pointed question. Drop a jarring stat. And paint a moment. Then deliver substance. Bait and switch erodes trust. Punchlines need payloads. Design a simple content system. Brainstorm once a week. Outline 5 pieces. Record half-year write in a batch. Schedule with automation. Use a swipe file for hooks. A template for carousels. A checklist for uploads. Creativity thrives in structure. Stop reinventing steps. Authority compounds when you show proof. Screenshots of wins. Anonymized client results. Case studies. Process breakdowns. Evidence beats adjectives. Ask every client for a before or after quote. Use 2 questions. What was life like before? What changed after? Curate a vault. Drop them where doubt lingers. Social proof also includes borrowed credibility. Collaborate, guest on a podcast, co-host a webinar, do IG lives with peers. Their audience sees you pre-framed by trust. You return the favor? Collaboration is compounding credibility. Email is your castle. Algorithms shift like tides. Inboxes remain sovereign territory. Offer a lead magnet rooted in your promise. 7 templates to land your first 3 clients. 1-page wealth dashboard. the 5-sentence pitch script. Deliver immediate value, not fluff. Then nurture weekly or bi-weekly letters that teach, tell, and invite. Segment as you grow. Talk specifically to beginners versus advanced. Turn DMs and comments into conversations, not graves. Someone says, "This helped," reply and ask a question. Someone asks, "How do I start?" Hand them your low-ticket offer or free guide. High touch early creates superfans who evangelize without being asked. As you scale, build FAQs and auto replies that still feel human. Your offer stack must be findable. Link in bio, pinned tweet, website, start here page. Don't make people hunt. Spell the path, free resource, low ticket starter, core transformation, high touch ish mastermind. A confused mind exits. Visual identity matters insofar as it communicates quickly. Choose a color palette, fonts, and design motif once. Stick to them. Templates for posts cut creation time, but never let aesthetics stall output. Clarity first, pretty later. Guard against mimicry. Study prose for technique, not tone. If you start sounding like your favorite creator, you vanish behind their shadow. Write or speak before consuming. Your default voice emerges in silence, not in scroll. Reputation is also built by how you handle friction. When a client complains publicly, you resolve calmly. When you err, you own and correct. In a when trolls snipe, you choose whether to ignore, educate, or block. Ego is expensive. People watch your reactions more than your reels. Brand maintenance is quarterly hygiene. Review bios, update photos, refine offers, prune dead links, refresh testimonials, highlight new wins, retire outdated messaging that no longer fits who you are. Brands evolve. Let yours shed skin without losing soul. Measure what matters. Saves, shares, replies, list growth, conversion. Vanity metrics inflate ego, not income. A post with 50 likes that generates 5 sales beats, a viral fluff piece. Track with intention. What content drove clicks to your offer? Double that. Protect your energetic brand too. Burnout bleeds into tone. Audience feels when you're faking cheer or grinding resentment. Pace output. Recycle hits. Take breaks. Silence strategically so you can return sharper. You're also building an ecosystem, not a megaphone. Community is sticky brand power. Discord groups, private Slack, membership forums facilitate peer-to-peer value, not just top-down broadcasts. When your people help each other, your brand becomes a home, not a billboard. Name your frameworks. 3R Wealth Loop. Leverage ladder. Time trap audit. Branded concepts lodge in memory and differentiate you. When others reference them, your authority spreads. Document them visually. Simple diagrams or one-page PDFs, share freely. Polish your digital handshake. Website homepage above the fold. Who you help. How Kaboo. Proof. And a call to start. No fluff scroll. About page, your story, values, and a clear path to engage. Contact page easy. Every broken link is a lake. Live experiences create deep trust. Host a monthly workshop, a Q&A, a challenge. People who feel you live convert faster. Record, repurpose, loop back into content machine. Automation Plus Live. Nagank hybrid fire. Price your brand touch points. Free content earns attention. Paid content earns transformation, and Audit don't blur lines so much that people never know where to step. Offer sampler platters, then invite to the meal. Intellectual property protection. Trademark your brand name when feasible. Watermark key assets subtly. Keep licenses in contracts. Abundance mindset doesn't mean naivety. You can share generously and guard strategically. Audience feedback is brand fuel. Poll often. What are you stuck on? What do you wish existed? Create it, credit them. Co-creation breeds loyalty, bias toward directness. Say what you mean. Teach what you know. Tell the truth about effort. Cynicism is high. Honesty is refreshing. Your brand becomes a lighthouse because it doesn't flicker with trend winds. Own your mistakes publicly when needed. I taught X, but new data shows Y. Here's the update. Evolution in public signals integrity. Stagnant brands calcify. Offline brand still matters. How you treat staff at a cafe. How you show up at events. Someone always knows someone. Consistency between digital persona and physical presence cements trust. Your brand is a filter as much as a magnet. Let it repel misfits. Clear stances, clear pricing, clear boundaries. Better a smaller aligned audience than a swollen, disengaged one. Chasing everyone dilutes message and drains energy. Archivize your best work. Pin top posts. Bundle series into PDFs. Make a Start Here playlist. New followers binge when you make it easy. Binge leads to buy. Set no compromise brand values, e.g. no fake scarcity, no predatory upsells, no plagiarism, no overpromising timelines. Print them. When temptation comes, fast cash, trendy tactic, you check the sheet. Teach your team your brand voice. Style guides with phrases you use, phrases you avoid, tone sliders, casual formal, playful serious. Consistency survives scale when you codify it. Reputation risk mitigation. Google yourself quarterly. Set alerts for your name. If misinformation appears, so address or bury with better SEO. Vigilance isn't vanity, it's stewardship. Expand brand formats slowly, book, keynote, documentary. Each requires resources. Let streams fund them. Big swings are leverage when timed right. Ego trips when premature. Remember, fame isn't the point. Trust is. Quiet brands with high conversion and loyal buyers out-earn loud brands with fickle fans. Depth over breadth. Transformation over traffic. So, breathe. You're not becoming a mascot. You're becoming a beacon. When your name equals clarity, competence, and care, business flows with less force. The machine you built now has a magnet on its front, pulling projects, partners, and people who fit. Keep tending the magnet, polish, recalibrate, realign, and it keeps pulling while you keep building. Your name now carries weight. But weight moves farther with more hands. One voice can echo. A choir can shake walls. You don't just need followers. You need a circle that sharpens, shields, and shortcuts. Networks aren't schmoozy rooms and plastic name tags. They're living ecosystems of mentors, peers, and people you pour into. Done right, your network becomes compound interest on every habit you've built. Start by mapping the roles, not the faces. 3 tiers. Mentors ahead of you on a path you respect. They compress decades into days. Peers, walking beside you, sharing wins, tools, and tough love. They keep pace honest. Mentees, behind you but hungry. Teaching them cements your knowledge and multiplies impact. Grab a sheet, 3 columns. Write descriptors, not names yet. Mentor, bootstrapped to one mentorer. Calm operator vibe. Peer, content creator doing 10K cheap month. Values integrity. Mentee, early freelancer, action biased. Clarity first, people second. Without criteria, you collect contacts, not connections. Now audit your current circle. Whose default mode is complaint? Who scoffs at ambition? Who drains after every call? That energy tax compounds. You don't have to exile loved ones. You just adjust access. Create concentric circles. Inner, fuel, better pain, middle, neutral. Outer, drain. Feed the inner, limit the outer. Harsh? No. Healthy. Approach networking as value exchange, not value extraction. Can I pick your brain as lazy? I built a dashboard that could save you 2 hours a week. Want it? Gets replies. Lead with give, not get it. Ask. What can I remove from their plate? What resource can I share? Who can I introduce? Give specifically. Let me know if I can help. Is vague charity no one redeems? Script your outreach so fear doesn't stall you. Hey, name. Your breakdown on X that helped me implement Y and hit Z. I noticed you mentioned struggling with issue. I built a template that might shortcut it. Want it? Or to peers. Looks like we're both shipping weekly and juggling client work. Interested in a 30-minute co-work block on Fridays? No fluff, just focus, Peds quick debrief. To potential mentees. Saw your post about landing first clients? Been there. If you want, I've got a script that worked for me. Happy to share. Follow-up is where most lose leverage. Put contacts in a light CRM, Airtable, Notion, even a spreadsheet. Columns, last touch, topic, next date. Set reminders. A 3-sentence, thinking of you. Saw this article, thought of our convo on pricing message once a quarter keeps bridges built. Automation helps, but keep the soul. No robotic check-ins. Masterminds are peer leverage engines, small wiki, curated, structured. 4 to 6 people. Similar drive, diverse skills. Bi-weekly calls with a fixed agenda. Wins, stuck points, hot seat, commitments, clear norms, confidentiality, punctuality, no rambling. 1 facilitator role rotates. These rooms cut years off solo learning curves. Events, virtual or physical, become accelerators when you prep right. Before attending, research speakers, attendees, hashtags, enter with 3 specific connection goals, not meet everyone. After a talk, skip the crowd around the speaker. DM them later referencing a specific insight. In hallways, hey, ask better questions. What are you building this quarter? Beats, so what do you do? Depth fast builds trust faster. Online communities are gold mines if you contribute. Pick 2 quality groups. Lurk just long enough to learn etiquette. Then post answers, resources, case studies. Consistent helpfulness turns you into a node people tag. Don't post promo links on day 1. Earn the right. Social media DMs are networking lanes. Use voice notes, not paragraphs. Voice conveys tone. Cuts misread. Keep it under 60 seconds. Offer something concrete. Ask 1 question. Leave space for reply. Respect boundaries. Silence might be busyness, not dismissal. Follow up once, not 5 times. Networking fatigue is real. Protect from connection hoarding. Every yes creates maintenance overhead. If someone doesn't align with your criteria, politely decline deeper engagement. I'm heads down this quarter. Here's a resource that might help. Kind, clear, done. Accountability squads are mini peer networks laser-focused on execution. 3 people. Daily check-ins via WhatsApp, teacher signal. Today's 3 tasks. Done, not done. Shame isn't the tool. Visibility is. When eyes watch, drift shrinks. Rotate squads every few months to prevent stagnation. Mentors rarely appear from cold emails showered with flattery. They often emerge when you implement their free content, show results, then ask a pointed question. Applied your pricing framework, closed 3 deals at 2x rate. Now I'm hitting capacity. Would you spend 15 minutes helping me decide between hiring or waitlist? Action earns attention. Vague admiration drowns in their inbox. Formal mentorship can be paid. Don't fear paying for proximity. A course, a cohort, a consult. Money aligns incentives. Free advice often floats. Evaluate ROI. Will this shave months off? Will it open doors? If yes, invest. But don't conflate price with value. Vet. Give back early. You don't need 7 figures to mentor someone. Share your SOPs with a beginner. Run a free workshop for students. Host a first client's sprint challenge. Teaching crystallizes your frameworks and builds goodwill that returns in surprising ways. Host micro gatherings, 6-person Zoom huddles on niche topics Notion for solopreneurs in their era. Local coffee meetups, co-work pop-ups, tight group, curated theme, high interaction. People bond when they contribute, not when they watch. Keep a connector brain note. When someone mentions a need, your brain should scan your Rolodex. When you intro, frame with context. Sarah. Meet Ken. Sarah built a membership to 500 members. Ken's launching his first. Thought your retention tricks could help? Always ask permission first. Good intros respect time and consent. Nurture laterally and downward, not just upward. Many chase whales and ignore the school of fish beside them. Your peers become powerhouses, grow together. Mentees become partners, treat them well. Upward-only networking smells desperate. Respect bandwidth. Ask, do you have mental space for this? Before dumping a problem on a peer. Send agendas before meetings. End on time. Good manners are strategy. Create reciprocity systems. After someone helps you, log it. Find a way to repay. A client referral. A tech fix. A podcast invite. Reciprocity shouldn't feel transactional, but intentionality keeps relationships balanced. Handle conflict quickly. Misunderstanding. Misdeliverable. Address it. Hey, I think wires crossed about the deadline. Here's my understanding. Can we reset expectations? Ghosting nukes reputation. Clean exits with grace. This partnership isn't aligning. Grateful for the attempt. Let's pause here. Diversity strengthens networks. Don't build an echo chamber of clones. Invite different industries, backgrounds, ages. Fresh angles reveal blind spots. If everyone nods, innovation dies. Curate for shared values, not identical paths. Set network KPIs without turning humans into metrics. Examples: monthly mentor touchpoint, quarterly new peer collab, weekly value drop in community. Track lightly, intentionality, not obsession. Build a personal Rolodex doc with tags: designer, CPA, copywriter, ad specialist, podcast editor. When a need arises, you deploy instantly. Your resourcefulness ups your brand and network value. Say thank you like you mean it. Voice notes, handwritten cards, surprise gifts tied to their interests. Gratitude is glue. No one tires of being seen. Be findable. Clear work with me and collaborate pages. An easy Calendly link. In public speaking topics list. People want to refer you. Make it painless. Guard against parasitic connections. Those who take, vanish. Reappear only in need. You can be kind and firm. Happy to share a resource for deeper support. Here's my coaching rate. Boundaries rescue relationships from resentment. Use small bets to test deeper partnerships. Do a joint webinar before starting a business together. Co-write a thread before co-authoring a book. Test chemistry, communication, follow-through. If one flakes on a small bet, dodge the big bomb. Document network wins. Intros made. Referrals received. Collabs done. Review quarterly. It reminds you of the invisible web holding you up. Gratitude grows when seen. When you level up, bring others. Land a speaking slot? Pitch a peer to organizers. Got press? Mention someone worthy. Growth multiplied is legacy. Hoarding spotlight shrinks it. Be patient. Relationship ROI curves are long and unpredictable. The person you help today may ignite a decade-later deal. You plant consistently, not strategically only for harvest, and never forget, the richest network is built on being someone worth knowing, reliable, generous, excellent at your craft, aligned with your word. You don't chase rooms. Rooms invite you because your presence increases their value. Presence, not posture. You feel the shift, a web beneath and around you, catching you when you slip, catapulting you when you leap. That web is woven thread by intentional thread. Keep weaving and notice how much easier it is to build. Learn and earn when you're not doing it alone. You've got a circle that lifts you. Now you need a craft that pays you like a scarce resource, not a replaceable cog. High-income skills are the chisels that carve doors and walls. They are rare, valuable, and transferable across industries. You don't stumble into them. You design, drill, and deploy them until the market has to pay attention. First, define high income correctly. It's not just the hourly rate. It's the leverage a skill gives you. A 200-hour coder tied to a desk is less free than a 50-hour copywriter whose emails print $50,000 for clients on autopilot and who later licenses those emails as templates. High income means high impact, high demand, low supply of real mastery, and the ability to detach earning from endless personal labor. Start by auditing your current stack. List every skill you use weekly: technical, interpersonal, operational. Score each on 3 axes. Demand: are people actively paying for this? Differentiation: how few can do it well? And distribution: how easily can this skill be showcased and sold online? A 10 in demand and differentiation with a 2 in distribution is a hidden gem. You need to build portfolio proof. A 3 in demand, 2 in differentiation, 9 in distribution, like generic social posts, is noise. Drop or bundle it. You want to become T-shaped, one deep vertical of mastery with horizontal awareness. Depth gets you paid. Breadth keeps you adaptable. Pick a core pillar, e.g. direct response copy, data engineering, video editing, UX research, funnel strategy, negotiation, and then stitch supporting skills around it: research, analytics, presentation, automation, psychology. The stack makes you formidable. Choosing the pillar, use the 4P filter. Pain: does this skill directly solve a painful, expensive problem? Proof: can you demonstrate results quickly with mini projects? Price elasticity: do buyers already accept premium pricing in this skill? Personal energy: can you spend hundreds of focused hours here without hating life? If a skill checks 3 of the 4, it's a contender. All 4, that's your lane. Now, commit to deliberate practice. Passive repetition is a treadmill. Deliberate practice is a ladder. Build a DEEP loop. Define a microskill inside the big skill. Writing subject lines that get 40% open rates. Execute focused reps with constraints. Write 50 subject lines in 30 minutes. Expose the work to feedback. Peers, mentors, A/B tests, tools, pivot based on data, not ego. Keep what works, drop what doesn't. Track your reps. Volume plus iteration equals velocity. A 100-hour sprint executed with intent beats a sleepy 1,000 hours. Schedule skill sprints on your calendar. 2 weeks obsessively refining an offer call script, or mapping SQL queries until you can write them blindfolded. Project-based learning accelerates wealth. Don't wait for clients to practice. Create portfolio projects that mimic real briefs. Redesigned a SaaS onboarding flow. Hosted on Notion with before-after rationale. Built a trading bot? Screen record its logic and returns, paper or real. Wrote a 3-email sequence? Send it to a fictional brand. Track hypothetical numbers, then test on your own product. The market wants proof, not certificates. Speaking of certificates, education is leverage only if it translates. Courses, boot camps, books, yes. But you extract value by building something each module. Avoid course hopping. One course, one project, one result, then move, can't we? Consider apprenticeships and shadowing as accelerants. 1 month inside a top operator's workflow can replace a year of guessing. Offer to intern on a launch, to QA someone's code base, to repurpose a creator's archive for a cut. You gain reps in live fire, not simulation. Build a sandbox business too. Sell a tiny product of your own so you feel the full stack. Traffic, offer, delivery, support. That holistic view sharpens any single skill because you understand upstream and downstream consequences. Keep a visible skill scorecard on your wall or dashboard. Weekly hours practiced, tests run, wins logged, referrals earned. Gamify progress, badges, streaks, tiny rewards. When progress is seen, motivation stops depending on mood. And build a story bank alongside it. Many anecdotes of problems solved, client quotes, screenshots. Stories sell skills faster than specs. And a ready bank means you never scramble when pitching or publishing. Pricing a high-income skill starts with outcomes, not hours. Ask potential clients, what is this worth if it works? If your funnel tune-up adds $20,000 monthly, $4,000 is a bargain. If your negotiation coaching saves a startup 8% on vendor contracts, invoice 10% of savings. If you can't quantify, you can tier scope. 3 offers and 1 DIY guidance, that templates, audit report, per 2. Done with you, weekly calls, shared dashboards. 3, done for you. You and your team execute end to end. Anchor your prices. Present the highest value package first. The contrast makes lower tiers feel accessible. Use payment plans to remove sticker shock without discounting. Secure deposits. Scarcity isn't a trick when you actually cap slots. Negotiation is part of the skill stack. You must be able to hold your price without flinching. Script your lines. I don't discount, but I can adjust scope to meet budget. Results require X. If that's outside range, we can pause until it is. Practice silence after stating price. Nervous chatter gives ground. Remember, confident pricing is service. You attract committed clients who do the work. Documentation multiplies skill value. Build frameworks, checklists, onboarding docs. Your brilliance should be teachable so you can license it, hire around it, or sell it. Oprah doesn't stand at every own shoot. Systems do. Document as you go. Each deliverable saved as a template becomes future passive revenue. Package your skill as IP. Name your process. 4S Story Sales Framework. Data-driven ad triangulation. Once named, it feels proprietary. Proprietary justifies premium. Teach it in workshops. License it to agencies. Build a microcourse. One skill. Many monetization paths. Distribution. Showcase relentlessly but elegantly. Publish breakdowns. How I increase open rates from 22% to 41%. 3 onboarding mistakes costing users. The SQL query that cut our processing time in half. Show receipts. Use LinkedIn articles, Twitter threads, YouTube case studies. People buy demonstrated competence, testimonials, case studies, screenshots. Collect like currency. Build a simple Google Form clients fill post project. 3 Qs. Where were you before? What changed? What surprised you? Stitch answers into a narrative case study with numbers. Visualize results, graphs, dashboards, split test screenshots. Proof outperforms pros. Stack complementary skills to escape bottlenecks. Copywriter plus analytics. Concomande irresistible. Developer. Upload UX. A market indispensable. Designer plus conversion strategy. And market profit driver. Each stack slice raises your ceiling. But stack for synergy, not scatter. Keep sharpening with edge scans. Each quarter, skim job boards, Upwork postings, SaaS updates, AI tool releases. Which tasks are being commoditized by automation? Which problems are emerging? Shift before the crowd. High-income skills stay high by evolving. Mentors collapse learning curves here too. Find pros a few rungs up. Pay for a teardown of your portfolio. Watch them think. Steal their lenses. Join specialized communities. Conversion XL. Indie hackers. Copy forums. Lurk. Learn. Then contribute. Teach early. Run a workshop after your first big win. Teaching exposes gaps and cements frameworks. Don't fake expertise. Share what you know. Note what you're exploring. Here's how I landed my first 5K client. Lands better than vague guru fluff. Guard against skill hoarding. Collecting 15 mediocre abilities is cowardice disguised as curiosity. Done to go deep. A ship to get paid. Only then layer mastery magnetizes money. Mediocrity multiplies maintenance. Mindset blocks resurface. Who am I to charge this? What if I can't deliver? Answer with structure. Scope clearly. Build revision boundaries. Hold weekly check-ins. Over-communicate. Confidence follows containment. Set up a skill ladder for yourself. Stage 1. Learn, consume plus practice. Stage 2. Prove. Project plus metrics. Stage 3. Sell, offer plus close deals. Stage 4. Systemize. Templates plus SOPs. Stage 5. Scale, team plus licensing. Stage T6. Sovereign. The skill earns without you. Know where you stand today. Design the move to the next rung. Don't jump from learn to scale. You'll crumble. Rung by rung. Momentum accumulates. Time box skill growth. Monday mornings. Practice block. Friday afternoons. Portfolio update. Once a month. Outreach for 2 case studies. Consistency outruns intensity. Use public challenges to pressure delivery. 30 threads in 30 days on email wins. Ship a mini app weekly for 8 weeks. Accountability by audience. At day 10, you'll want to stop. Day 11 is where the skill cements. Peer review loops. Trade teardowns with someone in your lane. I'll review your funnel if you review my onboarding flow. Honest critique accelerates. Give as good as you want to get. Specific, actionable, kind. Invest in tools that extend your skill. A/B testing platforms, pro video editors, high-end analytics, AI assistants. Tools are multiplication, not crutches. When guided by mastery, budget % of revenue for upgrades. Protect deep work time for skill edge. Client churn pays today. Sharpening edge pays forever. Block hours weekly with no client deliverables. Just iteration on frameworks. Experimentation. Reading dense material. That's long game money. Avoid plateau by setting skill KPIs. Open rate targets. Conversion lift goals. Query speed benchmarks. Design time reductions. Measure, iterate. Beat your last best. Progress is addictive when tracked. Your portfolio is a living organism. Archive weak work. Spotlight strongest. Redesign the package annually. Add context. Problem. Constraints. Strategy. Result. Clients higher thinking, not just pretty outputs. Develop meta skills. Problem framing. Storytelling. Persuasion. Learning how to learn. These wrap any high-income skill and raise its rate. If you can explain, sell, and adapt, your technical skill never starves. Handle feast famine with retainers or productize services. Productize, fixed scope. Fixed price offers with clear timelines. Retainers, monthly optimization. Reporting, consulting. Predictable revenue oxygenates creativity. Raise rates proactively. Every 3 major wins or every 6 months, review and bump. You outgrow clients, let them go gracefully, or move them up the ladder. Stagnant pricing is silent self-sabotage. Exit low-value skills emotionally. Pride chains you to talents that don't pay. But I'm good at this isn't enough. If the market won't value it, keep it as a hobby or package it with something paid. Ruthless focus is love for your future self. Prepare for obsolescence, AI or tools, market shift, skills age, future-proof by anchoring in human-specific edges, strategy, empathy, taste, ethics, synthesis. Let machines handle grunt. You handle judgment. Translate your skill into different markets. V2B, DTC, or nonprofit, creator economy, enterprise. Same core. New wrappers, diversifying clients, shields you from sector slumps. Confidence comes from contracts kept with others and yourself. Deliver on promises, then raise them. Each fulfilled project is armor. Each ghosted task is rust. Keep the armor clean. There's freedom in being overqualified for your rates, underexposed in your niche, and hungry. That trifecta lets you raise fast and pick clients and pivot. Live there briefly and don't get cozy. You feel it now, your craft sharpening to a blade the market respects. You're not begging for scraps, you're selecting fits. That's what high-income skills buy. Not just cash, but choice. Choice of projects or partners, pace. Hold that, and keep cutting away everything that dulls the edge. The blade is sharp. Now you need a sheath. Structures that keep every dollar doing its job without cutting you. Skill brings revenue. Mechanics keep it, grow it, and deploy it with calm. CEO-level precision. Chaos with cash is just a louder rat race. Order is oxygen. You stop reacting to bills and start directing flows. Start with a simple truth. Cash flow beats net worth in a crisis. But net worth beats cash flow over a lifetime. You need both. So you build a system that feeds today's obligations, tomorrow's buffers, and long-term compounding, all on rails. Picture your money like water through a series of tanks. Tank 1, inflow. Tank 2, operations, livings, business costs. Tank 3, buffer, emergency cash runway. Tank 4, growth, investments. Tank 5, essence, play, joy, generosity. Water moves automatically and by rule, not mood. You architect those pipes. Separate accounts, non-negotiable. One a catch account for all income. From there, Automate splits the day money lands. 50 to 60% to essentials, to operations, to rent, themed food, software, utilities. 15 to 20% to freedom growth, investments, asset purchases. 10% to buffer safety until fully funded, then reallocate. 5 to 10% to fun and replay. Guilt-free spending keeps rebellion down. 1% to give, anchors abundance and identity. Adjust to percentages as income expands. The act of assigning purpose is what matters. Money without labels leaks. Build your buffer ladder. Level 1, micro buffer $, or 1 month of bare bones expenses. This kills panic purchases and overdrafts. Level 2, 3 maybe 6 months of living darkchi business costs in high yield savings. This is your runway, your walk away if needed fund. Level 3, opportunity fund, cash you can deploy fast when deals appear. Discounted assets, education, marketing. This is offense cash, not defense. You fund in order, L1, L2, L3. Once complete, overflow goes to investments. Check cash, simply but religiously. Weekly money meeting, 30 minutes, same time, same place. Agenda. 1. Reconcile inflows as outflows. Did automation fire? 2. Update dashboards, net worth, cash runway, revenue per stream. 3. Review upcoming liabilities, taxes, and renewals. Meet the Mador 4. approve transfers to investments or buffers. My must be choose one optimization, cancel, renegotiate, automate. This ritual keeps you CEO and not employee of your finances. Put it on the calendar, guard it like a sales call. Dashboards, not spreadsheets you never open. Use a simple Notion or Google Sheet with 4 key visuals: net worth line, cash runway weeks, income streams bar chart, investment allocation pie. Seeing trend lines calms the limbic system. Red numbers spur action. Green lines build trust. Net worth math is basic, but powerful. Assets, what you own, minus liabilities, what you owe. ENIC, net worth. Update monthly, quarterly. Watch direction, not day-to-day swings. Celebrate the first time net worth crosses 0, then 5 figures, then 6. These are identity milestones. You're not coupon clipping your way to freedom, but you are plugging leaks. Audit fixed costs quarterly, software duplicates, subscriptions you forgot, bloated phone plans, negotiate bills. Yes, call internet providers, quote competitors, ask for loyalty discounts. A 15-minute call saving 30 month is $360 a year at an effective hourly of one that's that's money mechanics math. Variable costs, use the 24-hour pause rule for non-essentials over a set amount. Wait a day. Most impulses evaporate. If they don't, buy with intention. Install want lists and revisit monthly. Many wants die quietly. Debt strategy categorized by type. Toxic. High interest to consumer, credit cards. Tool, low interest business equipment. Education with ROI, strategic. Mortgage with favorable terms. Kill toxic fast using a method you'll stick to. Avalanche, highest interest first. Or snowball, smallest balance first. While attacking, stop creating new. Use buffers to avoid slipbacks. Refinancing high-interest debt to lower rates is a lever if fees don't erase gains. Set a personal spending policy the way investors set an investment policy. Example: I only finance assets that cash flow. I only buy gadgets after 30 days on the list. I only upgrade lifestyle when passive income covers it. Write it. When excitement surges, the policy decides, not adrenaline. Investing. Keep it boring to keep it building. The wealthy don't outsmart markets daily. They outlast them with systems. Core pillars. 1. Automate contributions, DCA, dollar cost average, monthly into broad, low-cost index funds or ETFs. Set it. Forget it. Review annually. Markets dip? You buy more shares cheaper. Emotion out, math in. Debtor 2. Diversify by purpose and time horizon buckets. Safety, or bet in 2 years. Cash, high-yield savings, or short-term bonds. Growth, they're in 10 plus years. Equities, index funds, diversified stocks, real estate, moonshots, speculative, individual stocks, crypto, startups, small percent you can afford to lose. Label buckets, don't raid growth to fund brunch. Don't park long-term money in cash because headlines scream. 3. Fees kill compounding. A 2% fund fee over 30 years can erase tens of thousands. Choose low-fee vehicles, paint on 2% expense ratio, Vanguard of Fidelity, etc. Watch advisor fees too. Main 1% AUM on the 1 blade K hatter. Ensure value exceeds cost and maker. Write an investment policy statement, IPS, outlined, goals, time horizon, asset allocation targets, rebalancing rules, panic protocol. What you do, not do during crashes. When fear spikes, read IPS, not Twitter. You are your own fiduciary. 5. Rebalance periodically annually or when allocation drifts of 5 to 10%. Sell overweights, buy underweights. Mechanical, unemotional. This keeps risk profile aligned without market timing. Where real estate. If you play, run numbers, cap rate, cash on cash, vacancy, maintenance, Don't buy a headache masquerading as an investment. If you house hack, renting rooms, tender units, that's both cash flow and cost offset. But rentals are semi-active, budget time, or higher management. Business reinvestment is an asset class. Ad spend with proven ROI, better tools, key hires. These can out-earn the stock market. Allocate a slice of profit to R&D, marketings, brand. Track ROI like any investment. Insurance is risk management, not fear-mongering. Health, disability, liability. Term life if others depend on your income. This is moat building. The rich protect the downside so the upside can run free. Cheap out. And one hospital bill nukes your runway. Entity structure matters as you grow. Sole prop to LLC for liability. Maybe S-Corp for tax efficiency, depending on jurisdiction. Talk to a tax pro. The fee can save multiples. Money mechanics includes legal wrappers. Taxes plan, don't panic. Estimate quarterly. Automate set-asides, 20 to 30% of self-employed income. Track deductions, home office, software, education, contractor pay. Use bookkeeping tools weekly. Don't dump a shoebox on your accountant in April. Consider tax-advantaged accounts, retirement and health savings if available. These are legal cheat codes. Profit-first mindset. Revenue, profit, mirrored expenses. Decide profit first. Force expenses to fit. Even a 5% profit skim builds discipline. Transfer profit monthly to a do not touch account. Owners get paid. Use envelopes digitally. Syncing funds for irregular expenses, annual software, gifts, car repairs. Fund monthly so surprises aren't surprises. Label them. Watch Peace rise as December doesn't wreck credit cards. Cash flow projections and 12-week rolling spreadsheet with expected inflows, outflows. Update weekly. You see gaps before they swallow you. If a dry patch in week 8 shows, you hustle in week 2, not panic in week 7. That's CEO calm. Contingency plans live in writing. If revenue drops 30%, I cut X. Pause Y. Push offer Z. If Stripe fails, I have PayPal link ready. Pre-deciding beats crisis thinking. Don't let idle cash sit lazy without purpose once buffers are full. Assign tasks, either grow, invest, protect insurance, legal, or enhance life, experiences, money loafs when you don't lead. Use ratios to monitor health. Savings rate, percent of income saved, invested. Aim to raise yearly. Operating expense ratio, business costs, net income. Keep lean without starving growth. Passive income ratio, passive inflow to total expenses. When ang memberbayan ko 1, you're free. Numbers tell stories, know yours. For couples, partners, money mechanics include meetings and transparency, shared vision, and even clear roles. Joint and separate accounts as needed. Money fights are often fog fights. No one knows the plan. Write the plan. Review together. Automate generosity, 1% of revenue to causes you care about. Auto sent monthly. Abundance is a muscle. Giving flexes it. It also detaches the claws of scarcity that grab when incomes rise. Guard against lifestyle creep with a rule. Major expense upgrades, housing, car, only from passive income or after X months of sustained new income level. Otherwise, you inflate fixed costs and rechain yourself. Beware, investment entertainment, trading because you're bored. Chasing meme stocks, timing crypto peaks by vibes, that's gambling. Have a tiny sandbox if you must scratch the itch. Capped at 1%, you can watch evaporate. The core stays boring. Emergency drills, once a year, simulate a month of zero active income. Can systems cover? Do buffers hold? Where did things break? Patch leaks. It's easier to test in calm than fix in chaos. Security layers, password managers, 2FA on financial accounts, secure document storage, phishing awareness, Losing accounts to hacks is a mechanic's failure, not bad luck. Legacy mechanics? Wills, beneficiaries, digital asset access. If you got hit by a bus, can someone locate your accounts? ASOKs, logins? A death file, unsexy name, vital doc, saves loved ones hell. Wealth untransferable is wealth wasted. Periodic enough checks. Define what freedom costs you, not just money, but time. Emotional load. When numbers hit, you can choose to coast, create, or expand. Otherwise, you chase infinite more with no finish line. Freedom includes knowing when to stop scaling. Money meetings with yourself evolve to money councils as you grow. Bookkeeper, CPA, advisor. You remain CEO, but you build a finance team. Still, learn enough to spot BS. Delegation isn't abdication. Temper pays off debt versus invest debates with math and emotion. If 20% APR debt exists, kill it. It's a guaranteed return. If low interest debt sits while markets compound higher, maybe invest. But if debt anxiety kills sleep, pay it. Sleep is ROI. Track emotional triggers around money. Note, when shame, fear, greed spike, build pause routines. Calm decisions compound. Frenzied ones fragment. Your money language matters. Say I allocate instead of I try to save. My cash flow funds freedom instead of I'm broke till payday. Brain hears verbs, commits. Give every dollar a job. Give every job a deadline. Dollars loiter when not assigned. Deadlines ensure movement. This is production management applied to money. This precision isn't rigidity, it's liberation. Once the system's built, you coast atop it, steering occasionally. You don't obsess over every expense because categories catch them. You don't fear market dips because your policy holds. You don't flinch at surprise costs because buffers breathe. You move from money managing you to you managing money. Calm, clear, clinical when needed, generous when chosen. That steadiness echoes through every decision. No more flailing at the end of the month. No more deals made from desperation. And so the river flows, channeled, purposeful, compounding. The clatter of cash chaos quiets, leaving space for what's next to lock in seamlessly. Money now moves like it's supposed to, so you turn to the invisible scaffolding that makes every good choice easier and every bad habit harder. Environments shape behavior faster than motivation ever will. Identity glues it. You don't wrestle yourself into rich habits each day. You design a world where the wealth-building version of you is the path of least resistance. Scan your current habitat, desk, phone, kitchen, browser, friend group, and ask a ruthless question. Does this space summon the builder or the drifter? If it summons drift, we redesign. Not with Pinterest aesthetics, but with triggers, constraints, and cues that shepherd you toward the life you said you wanted. Start with your physical workspace. Clutter is delayed decisions. Every pile whispers, later, draining microenergy. Clear surfaces, visible priorities. One notebook open to today's 3 must-dos. Your financial dashboard on a monitor tab, not buried. A whiteboard or sticky notes with your current North metrics, savings rate, passive income ratio, hours in deep work. You see it, you steer toward it, lighting, temperature, ergonomics, boring until your back hurts and your focus fizzles. Warm light for reflection, bright for production, chair that doesn't nag your spine, standing option so energy doesn't slump. You're a performance engine. Tune the shop. Place friction on escape hatches. The console with your PlayStation? In a closet, not arm's reach. TV remote in another room during work blocks. Junk food lives at the store, not in your pantry. Every extra step is a micro speed bump. Enough bumps, and the old loop breaks. Conversely, remove friction from desired habits. Journal open, pen uncapped, running shoes by the door, dumbbells next to your desk for Pomodoro breaks, blender prepped for morning smoothie. Make your future self grateful by preloading the environment today. Digital environment next. Your phone is a casino in your pocket unless you strip the slot machines. Set it to grayscale. Dopamine drops. Move socials to the last screen or behind a folder named Taxes. Delete platforms you just check. Notification purge. Everything off except true emergencies and money pings. When you decide when to check, you own attention. Browser hygiene. Pin the tabs that matter. Bank. Project tracker. Writing doc. Install blockers. Freedom. Cold turkey. That auto-kill distracting sites during focus blocks. Use separate Chrome profiles. Build mode and chill mode. Build mode has only creation tools. Chill mode can scroll, but set a timer. Email rules. Filters route newsletters to a read later folder. VIP clients tag green. Everything else waits for the midday admin block. Inbox 0 isn't the goal. Inbox under control is. A messy inbox bleeds into a messy mind. Calendar as identity anchor. Name blocks as who you are. Builder block. Wealthy systems review. Skill sprint. Network nurture. Recovery ritual. Seeing roles scheduled reinforces self-concept. You're not doing tasks. You're already being a builder. Micro wins are identity cement. Big goals feel far. Small wins are today. Create a physical tracker. Habit grid on your wall. Jar you drop a coin into every time you invest. Progress bar you color when debt shrinks. Visual feedback turns, I think I'm improving, into I can see I am. Adopt the 2-minute bias. Any habit you want. Shrink to a 2-minute starter. Open bookkeeping spreadsheet. Write 1 sentence. Draft 1 hook. Initiation beats intensity. Often, once you start, momentum carries. If not, you still voted for your identity. Evening cues matter. Way you shut down tells tomorrow what to expect. End of day ritual. Review wins. Plan top to 3 for tomorrow. Tidy desk. Power down. 1 candle. Lit. You're off. 1 playlist. Brain knows we shift to rest. Sleep is a keystone habit. Protect it with a digital sunset alarm. Lights dim. Devices dock out of reach. Your morning self is richer when night self behaves. Kitchen environment. Shkank energy environment. Meal prep Sundays. Pre-chopped veggies. Protein packs ready. Future you won't DoorDash if nourishing food is front and center. Wealthy minds need stable blood sugar and clear headspace. Grocery list autopilot. Staples that fuel focus, not crash it. Closet audit. Clothes that fit the identity, not luxury flex. Functional confidence. The hoodie you slip on for deep work. The shirt that primes you for client calls. Uniforms reduce decision fatigue, less time choosing, more time creating. Social spaces, who's around matters more than decor. Curate co-working spots or online rooms where building is the norm. If your lunch group moans about bosses, swap for a mastermind lunch. Energy osmosis is real. Identity engineering starts with language. Stop saying I'm trying to help me. You either are or you're not. I'm someone who is a declaration. I'm someone who invests 20% automatically. I'm someone who blocks mornings for creation. Say it, then prove it with tiny acts. Use alter egos if needed. Beyoncé had Sasha Fierce. What's your wealth builder persona? Give it a name. When resistance hits, you step into that role. Builder me doesn't scroll now. Builder me ships. Silly? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Craft keystone rituals. Morning, gratitude, Vision review. Top 3 of them are 3 priorities locked. Midday, walk, breathe, check metrics. Evening, shut down. Plan, disconnect. These 3 touch points recalibrate identity every day. Miss one? Reboot next block. Not tomorrow. Install if-then scripts to bypass decision fatigue. If I feel urged to buy, then I add it to the 24-hour list. If I miss a deep work block, then I reschedule it within 24 hours. If I get invited to an event, then I check it against my quarterly priorities before answering. Pre-decisions protect momentum. Environmental anchors for money. A wall chart of your freedom number. The monthly passive income that covers life. Each time a stream adds $50, color a segment. Buffers. A thermometer graphic you fill as months get funded. You're gamifying adulting. Identity loves proof. Schedule identity audits monthly. Ask, did my actions match? I am a wealth builder. Where did I act like old me? Where did environment fail me? Fix systems, not beat yourself. Celebrate identity consistent behavior, not just outcomes. You didn't hit 10K MRR yet? Still celebrate 12 straight weekly money meetings. The process is the person. Outcomes lag. Guard against identity drift. Success tempts complacency. I've got it handled is where leaks start. Keep beginner's mind. Update systems as you evolve. What worked at 5K month breaks at 50K. Schedule quarterly system reviews, tools, automations, team, routines. Set environmental alarms. You see mission creep? Reset. Too many apps again? Call. Desk cluttered. Clear. Slack ping creep? Batch. Environment is never set and forget. It's gardening, prune, water, weed. Your relationships are environment. Boundary scripts keep identity intact. I don't discuss money negatively. I don't lend to friends. I gift small or say no. I don't commit on the spot. I review my calendar first. People respect clear lines. If they don't, their access shifts. Create identity artifacts. A letter to your future self sealed for a year. An audio recording of you describing life after freedom. Play when doubt spikes. A photo wall of moments funded by rich habits. First trip paid in cash. First debt-free statement. Tangible reminders beat fragile memory. Use environmental resets when stuck, stagnant. Work from a hotel lobby, a library, a park. Move furniture, repaint a wall, reorder your bookshelf. Physical shifts jolt psychological states. Minimalism isn't mandatory, but intentionality is. If your stuff owns you, maintenance, clutter, storage fees, it's tax on focus. Sell, donate, digitize. Keep what serves the mission or the soul. Digital hygiene includes information diets. Too many money gurus will scramble you. Pick a small set of trusted sources. Mute the rest. Create input windows. 30 minutes for learning. Then full stop. Creation follows consumption. Don't invert. Your phone lock screen is prime real estate. Put your 5-year scene or your freedom number there. Every unlock is a micro reminder. Computer wallpaper could be your leverage ladder. Embed identity in pixels. Identity is fragile under stress, so pre-plan stress rituals. When a client bails, when revenue dips, when markets crash, how do you act? Write calm protocol. Pause, breathe box pattern. Review IPS. Call accountability partner. Take a walk. Emotional storms blow less damage when shelters are ready. Community cues. Join communities where we do X is normal. We invest. We share numbers. We build in public. Group norms override personal inertia. You borrow collective identity until yours solidifies. Tiny public commitments help. Tweet, daily deep work check-in, 90 minutes shipped with a green check. Post streaks, social proof yourself. shame isn't the tool. Identity consistency is identity upgrades when you do hard things fast. Make courage reps a habit. 1 scary email, 1 ask, 1 price raise weekly. Each rep is a brick in I am brave. Courageful environments. Sticky note on your monitor. What would brave do? Guard the Sabbath of success. A day or block with no building, just being your reflection and play with nature. Rest isn't reward, it's reset. A clear mind returns to design, not default. Use smell and sound as anchors. Scented oil for focus, another for wind down. 1 focus playlist, 1 review playlist. Multisensory cues bypass conscious negotiation. Financial identity props, a separate card for play money. You swipe guilt-free. Essentials come from essentials card. Your body learns this swipe is safe. Avoids collapsing every spend into moral math. Mirror talk. You feel silly now, you feel rich later. Look at yourself and say, "Well, I build wealth. We protect time. We keep promises." Eye to eye. It lands deeper than journal ink. Tape your no list next to your monitor. No doom scrolling before noon. No impulse buys over $100, no meetings without agendas, no working after 9 p.m. Boundaries visible, beat boundaries forgotten. Identity rituals on wins. Ring a bell, dance, share with your squad. The brain tags, this is who we are to dopamine spikes. Reward what you want repeated. On losses, ritual 2. Debrief template, what happened? When I control, when I change, close with gratitude and recommitment. That turns failure into data, not identity damage. Design default diets. Default breakfast. It's a default Monday routine. Net default pre-call checklist. Defaults free willpower for creative problems. You're not boring, you're strategic. Train loved ones on your environment. Share your deep work times. Put a sign on the door. And teach them your shutdown routine so they know when you're off. Collaboration matters. Identity lives in a social web. Automate identity touchpoints. Calendar reminders. Review vision. Update wall chart. Gratitude Henry X3. Offload remembering. Focus on doing. Rehearse future identity by stepping into environments you aspire to. Work 1 day a month from a nicer co-working space. Attend events where your future peers gather. Feel normal there. The body locks it in faster than the brain. Beware symbolic consumption. Buying the fancy pen instead of writing. The $2,000 course instead of practicing. Environment supports action. It doesn't replace it. Tools will follow habit, not lead it. Design exit ramps for bad days. When everything slumps, what's your bare minimum win? Maybe it's moving $10 to investments. 1 paragraph written, 1 outreach sent. Bare minimum preserves identity, even at 20% battery. Identity also needs story updates. I was always bad with money becomes, I used to ignore my money, now I manage it weekly. Catch old narratives mid-sentence, edit out loud. Your mouth is the pen rewriting your brain. Keep a why bank. File of reasons you're doing this. Photos, journal entries, medical bills you paid cash, your kid's drawing of you working from home. Review when May hits, meaning fuels consistency. Seasonal environment shifts, quarterly resets of desk, goals, wall, playlists, weather changes, energy shifts. Meet them with intentional tweaks. If travel disrupts habit, pack identity kits, resistance band, Kindle with wealth books, travel white noise app, mini journal, portable environment keeps you anchored. Consider tattoos or jewelry as identity anchors if that resonates. A mantra on your wrist, a ring you twist when tempted. Physical reminders cut through noise. Your home layout can whisper values. Books visible, TV hidden. Vision board hallway. not behind a door. Dining table cleared for meals, not papers. Space speaks. Teach your team your environment ethos. No Slack pings after set hours. Deep work mornings company-wide. Shared dashboards visible to all. Culture is macro environment. Mentally, you live by the identity equation. Identity, de-cynic repeated evidence. X, emotional charge. Stack proof daily. Attach emotion, celebrations, gratitude. Watch identity calcify. You aren't faking till making. You're evidencing until embodying. And yes, sometimes you'll slip. You doom scroll an hour. You blow the fun budget. You skip the money meeting. The test isn't perfection, it's reset speed. Identity solidifies when you bounce back fast. I'm someone who returns. That's the line. These room, the screen, the sounds, the people, the rituals, they all now whisper the same thing. You build, you own, you grow. That whisper becomes a hum. The hum a roar until effort feels lighter because friction is engineered out and alignment is engineered in. You exhale into this design. It holds you, it nudges you, it reflects you back to yourself when you forget. And with the environment locked and identity loaded, the next inevitable wall is the long grind, resistance, setbacks, plateaus. Momentum feels smooth until it doesn't. A launch flop, a client ghosts, your body crashes, a family emergency detonates your calendar. The old loop would spiral, shame, avoidance, binge distraction. The rich habit isn't avoiding hits, it's bouncing, learning, and compounding through them. Resilience isn't raw grit, it's engineered recovery. You build loops that turn friction into fuel. Start by redefining failure. You weren't wrong, you were early, underinformed, under-resourced, or misaligned. Failure is feedback wearing sharp shoes. When you label it data, not identity, you stay curious. Curiosity is momentum's insurance. Measure BBT, bounce back time. How long between hit and next meaningful action? Days, weeks? Shrink it. Your goal isn't never fall. It's fall, feel, fix, all forward, in hours, not months. Track it like a KPI. Last time you sulked 3 days. This time it's 1. That's progress. Install a rapid reset protocol, a playbook you don't have to think about when emotions fog. Write it now. Near 1, stop inputs, silence notifications, step away. And 2, regulate box breathing. 4, cold water splash. 10 push-ups. 3, reflect, journal prompt. What actually happened? What story am I telling? What's under my control? 4, reframe, 1 lesson, 1 opportunity. 5, re-engage. Choose a 1 micro action aligned with your mission. Print it, tape it. When chaos hits, follow the recipe. Use the FAA, loop, find the root. Analyze variables, iterate solution, loop back. Postmortems aren't just for planes and surgeries. After a dud offer, run a 20-minute debrief. Who was the offer for? Did they see it? Did they want it? Could they buy easily? Which piece broke? Fix 1 variable. Relaunch small. Repeat. Protect momentum with minimum viable progress, MVPg. On off days, hit the floor of progress, not the ceiling. 5 outreach emails instead of 20. $20 to investments instead of $200. 1 paragraph instead of a chapter. Streaks survive, identity stays intact. Burnout prevention isn't bubble baths, it's load management. Track your energy bank like your money, deposits, sleep, nutritious food, movement, social connection, play, sunlight, silence, withdrawals, deep work, launches, emotional labor, decision spikes. Before a big push, preload deposits, after B, schedule refeed days. High performers periodize like athletes, seasons of sprint, seasons of maintenance. Create a stress dashboard, signals you're redlining. Snappy replies, sugar cravings, scrolling spikes, insomnia. When 3 lights flash, you downshift. Pre-decide what downshift looks like. Cancel non-essential calls. Extend deadlines. Delegate tasks. Pride whispers, push through. Systems whisper, pivot smart. Plateaus feel like quicksand. You're doing everything, and nothing moves. That's signal, not sentence. Diagnose with 3 levers. Volume, not enough reps. Velocity, too slow iteration. Vector, wrong direction. If you've shipped little, up volume. If you're waiting weeks to test, speed cycles. If you're hammering the wrong wall, step back, change target. Plateau plans, audit, adjust, act. Repeat every 14 days until movement returns. Emotional granularity is a resilience superpower. Saying I'm stressed is blunt. Are you anxious? Future worry. Overwhelmed? Too many inputs. Disappointed? Expectation gap? Ashamed? Value breach? Name it right. Treat it right. Different feelings need different fixes. Overwhelm, subtract tasks. Anxiety, plan and act. Shame, repair and recommit. Disappointment, reset expectations and timeline. Build a slip log every time you miss a habit. Note when, trigger, feeling, alternative you chose. Patterns emerge. Late night work skip, morning routine. Solution, hard shutdown alarm. The log turns, I always mess up, into I mess up here. Here's the patch. You need support stacks. Solo resilience is slower. Define who you call for what. Tactical stuckness, my peer. Emotional spiral, friend to Dutch therapist. Strategic doubts, mentor. Ask their consent, agree on signals. Orange emoji, meaning need a quick reality check. Reciprocity keeps stacks strong. You're on their list too. Therapy, coaching, somatic work. These are not indulgences. They're performance multipliers. Old wounds hijack current projects. If money triggers panic because childhood lacked it, no spreadsheet fixes that. Healing work is a rich habit because it frees bandwidth. Schedule it like sales calls. Use pre-mortems for big moves. Before launching, imagine it failed spectacularly. What went wrong? List causes, now mitigate. If tech failure is a risk, add redundancies. If messaging confusion, pre-test copy. Preventing burn saves, healing burn later. Resilience includes saying no to shiny objects mid-grind. Novelty is dopamine, not direction. When you feel the urge to pivot randomly, ask, am I escaping discomfort of iteration? Cache of parking lot ideas catches impulses. Revisit quarterly, not daily. Sleep is non-negotiable. One bad night and your prefrontal cortex is mush. Track it, guard it. Naps are not laziness, they're neural maintenance. Chronotype matters. If your best thinking is 10 EM, arrange life accordingly. Fighting biology is burnout bait. Micro-celebrations keep morale fueled. Don't wait for 6-figure milestones. Ring the bell at first cold DM reply, at hitting 12-week cash runway, at posting daily for 30 days. Celebration rewires resistance loops. Brain links effort to joy, not just cooking and grind. Crisis rehearsals build antifragility. Now once a quarter, run what if. Tubba drills air. What if Stripe bans me? Backup processor. What if my VA quits? SOP plus bench candidates. What if I get sick for 2 weeks? Delegation plan. Preparedness shrinks panic. Use resilience ratios. Recovery to stress ratio. Hours of recovery, hours of intense work. AM, 1.1 on average. Iteration speed, days from data to change shipped. Lower is better. At BBT, already tracked, shrink it quarterly. Quantify resilience so you don't lie to yourself. Create ritualized endings. When a project ends, win or lose, run a closing ceremony, write lessons, archive assets, send thank yous, celebrate or grieve. Then release. Lingering open loops steal energy. Clean endings free starts. Detach self-worth from streaks. A broken streak isn't a broken self. Streak thinking can become prison. Replace with never miss twice. Miss once, reset immediately. Compassion with standards, that's the blend. Future-proof motivation with identity ladders. When proving them wrong stops fueling you. Climb to proving yourself right, then to serving at scale. Then legacy. Motives evolve. If you cling to an outdated one, drive fades. Review your why bank. Update when old why dries. When the macro world shakes. Recession, pandemic, platform bans, zoom in to micro-control. Your list, your skill, your next offer. Zoom out to macro opportunity, new needs, gaps, behaviors. Then act on the overlap. Panic consumes, presence creates. Finance specific resilience. Build an OSHI budget. The month you drop to bare essentials to survive a drought. Know the number. Knowing it gives peace. Ignorance breeds terror. Pair with rainy day offers, an emergency product you can launch fast to cover gaps, flash audits, limited consults. Team resilience, cross-train roles. If one person holds a process, you're fragile. Document, rotate tasks occasionally. Culture, celebrate mistakes as data. What did we learn becomes default. Tech resilience, backups, alternative tools, export procedures. Own your assets locally and in cloud. Dependencies are risk. Map them. Emotional contagion is real. Limit exposure to chronic complainers. Venting feels good, but cements stories. Set rules in masterminds. Vent, then pivot to solution. Name when group slips into pity party. Steer back. Resilience isn't just bouncing, it's bouncing higher. Antifragility. Build systems that benefit from stress. Example, content backlog lets you post through crisis. Emergency fund earns interest. Each setback triggers review that makes the next system tighter. Design re-entry. Rituals after breaks. Vacation, conference, illness. Day 1, return is vulnerable. Plan it. Light admin. Review vision. One creative win. Don't crash land into an inbox. Monitor decision fatigue. Set decision diets. Monday, choose outfits for week. Plan meals. Schedule workouts. Fewer small decisions leave power for big ones. When fatigue spikes, defer major choices. Tired brains choose short-term relief. Anchors in chaos. You're non-negotiable too. Pick 2 habits that stand even in storms. Maybe money meeting and 30-minute walk. Keep them alive. Let others flex. This keeps identity tethered. Design joy injections, laughter, play, novelty, schedule them. Joy is resilience fuel. A life of only grind cracks under pressure. Dinners with friends, art, music, games, those aren't detours, they're reinforcements. Track resentment signals. If you start resenting a stream, a client, a routine, it's a leak. Address root. Boundary broken, price too low, misaligned offer. Resentment left alone rots resilience. Use 3 futures planning, best case, base case, worst case. You script actions for each. When reality tilts, you're not shocked. You pick the script and move. Anxiety lessens when scenarios have plans. Humor is armor. Laugh at the absurdity of a failed funnel. Share the flop post. Self-aware levity diffuses shame's grip. Your audience relates. Your ego relaxes. Grief work, because you will lose things. Money, relationships, ideas that once defined you. Wealth journeys include mourning. Allow it. Journal. Cry. Talk. Then convert grief to gratitude for lessons, to growth for future. Your body is a sensor. Tight chest, shallow breath, clenched jaw signals. Create a body scan ritual midday. Notice, release. Untreated tension becomes tantrums later. A resilient nervous system is worth more than another tactic. Community check-ins. Once a month, ask your circle. Where are you stuck? Where are you proud? What do you need? Mutual visibility catches slips early. Lone wolves miss warning signs. Resilience also means knowing when to quit. Not everything deserves persistence. Use a quick criteria list beforehand. If after X tests, Y spend. Z months, metric A, we pivot. Quitting by pre-agreement avoids sunk cost bias. As you scale, install red team reviews. Someone's job is to poke holes in plans. Fresh eyes save pain. Encourage dissent. Groupthink is fragile. Finally, compassion is your secret weapon. Beat yourself up, and you'll hide from mirrors. Speak to yourself like your best mentor would. Firm, fair, future-focused. Compassion keeps you in the arena. Cruelty kicks you out. And with each loop, hit, feel, process, learn, adapt, you become less shakeable, not hard and brittle, but flexible and firm. You don't fear the dip. You almost welcome it, knowing it will refine the machine. That's resilience engineered, not a personality trait, but a system etched into your days. Freedom isn't a finish line you stumble across with confetti and a brass band. It's an architecture, a lattice of choices, buffers, values, and systems that holds even when you step away. You've stacked skills, streams, leverage, automation, brand, network, mechanics, identity, resilience. Now you weave them into a life portfolio that outlives any single market, platform, or paycheck. You stop asking, how do I escape the rat race? And start asking, how do I design a game worth staying in? Begin with your freedom equation, time ownership, plus purpose alignment, plus financial optionality, plus energy sovereignty, your true freedom. Money alone can't carry it. Time without purpose rots. Purpose without money starves. Energy without boundaries bleeds. You calibrate all four. Time ownership means your calendar mirrors your values. Audit a random week. Percentage in creation, connection, care, curiosity, and cash flow maintenance. If meetings swell and making shrinks, you tweak. Build a life OS, a Notion or paper dashboard where goals, projects, habits, finances, and calendar converge. One glance, whole picture, quarterly. Run a zero-based time budget. If today were day one, how would you allocate your hours? Cut legacy commitments that no longer fit. Purpose alignment isn't a mystical calling descending at 3 a.m. It's iterative, ask 3 lenses. Impact, whose life is better because you exist. Intrigue, what problems grip your curiosity so hard you'd chase them unpaid? Integrity, which actions make you like yourself more? Overlap is purpose. You prototype purpose like you prototyped offers, small bets, feedback, refine, a newsletter that lights you up, a local program for teens, an open source tool, a fund for artists. Each experiment inches you toward resonance. When revenue covers needs, you get to chase resonance earlier and harder. Financial optionality, you already diversified income, but legacy freedom means asset diversity too. Think in portfolios, not piles. Income. Portfolio, recurring, diversified, low maintenance. Investment portfolio, balanced, policy-driven, compounding. Relationship portfolio, mentors, peers, community, tended and expanded. Skill portfolio, evergreen, strategy, communication, plus evolving edges. reputation portfolio, trust banked through consistent value. Rebalance these like you do ETFs. When one gets overweight, all income from one product, you adjust. Optionality is the ability to pivot without panic. Energy sovereignty, guard the source. Design your day around peak states, your year around cycles, seasonal sabbaticals, creative sprints, rest quarters. If you want this machine to hum for decades, you program recovery into the code. Freedom collapses when the builder burns. Now legacy. Not just leave money when I die, but living legacy. Structures and stories that keep serving when you're elsewhere. Another room, another project, another decade. Ask, if I vanished for 6 months, what continues? What withers? Anything that dies without you needs systemization or succession. Document your freedom playbook, your financial IPS and cash flow rules, SOPs for every core stream, brand voice and values guides, password vault and digital asset map, emergency protocols, store in a secure shared vault. Trusted people know how to access. Peace is knowing your life's scaffolding isn't a mystery novel. Build selfless assets, audiobooks, courses, communities with moderators, endowments, donor-advised funds, scholarships. Codify your frameworks into curricula others can teach. License your method to coaches. Fund a local incubator. Legacy scales when it's teachable and transferable. Consider freedom trusts, legal entities that hold assets aligned with your values. Grants for underrepresented founders. Perpetual content hosting. Land conservation. Your money keeps working for the world you wanted. Design exit options for each stream. Sell, sunset, systemize, or steward. Businesses with clean books, SOPs, and brand equity sell at multiples. Communities with governance keep thriving. Streams you've outgrown can be gifted to protégés. Nothing needs to linger out of guilt. Architect portfolio projects each year? One that pays now, one that pays later, one that pays never but feeds soul. That triad keeps you solvent, strategic, and satisfied. Example: launch a productize service now. Write a book later. Mentor a youth cohort, soul. Balance shifts with seasons, the habit remains. Guard against trap freedom when you replace a boss with customers who own you. A schedule packed with opportunities or assets that need endless tending. Freedom is felt in margin. Keep saying no. The yeses that remain get richer. Craft rituals of review. Monthly, numbers, habits, wins, misses. Quarterly, streams, systems, offers. Team, energy. Yearly, purpose check. Freedom equation rebalance. Environment overhaul, legacy touch. Book a solo retreat. Cabin, D. Hotel room, quiet Airbnb. No screens except your dashboards and notes. You zoom out, adjust trajectory. Zoom back in renewed. Practice wealth humility, remembering you're more than your metrics. Volunteer incognito, learn from beginners. Ask dumb questions again. Pride calcifies, humility keeps channels open. Pass on competence but not dependence. If you support family or friends, teach them systems. Don't just wire cash. Fund education. Set up budgeting tools. Share your IPS. Legacy is stronger when others stand on their feet. Not hang on your sleeve. Tell your story. Warts, pivots, wins, frameworks, record audio journals, write letters to future generations, film behind the scenes, not for vanity, for guidance. Someone down your line will hit a similar wall. You hand them a map. Design freedom metrics beyond money. Percent of week spent in flow. Of I choose to versus I have to moments. Of people you lifted this quarter. Streaks of health habits intact. When these trend up, wealth is doing its job. Cultivate option awareness. Every year, list options you didn't have last year. Work from anywhere. Take a month off. Fund a friend's startup. Pivot niche. Gratitude for options reinforces acting from abundance, not fear. Future-proof the soul. When work slows or you retire, identity can wobble. Pre-create purpose buckets. Art, community, teaching, exploration. Freedom makes space. Fill it with meaning or drift returns dressed in boredom. Simplicity scales. As you grow, complexity creeps. Tools, funnels, org charts, find it. Quarterly simplify day, cut and 10%. Merge, irony scrap. Elegant systems endure. Baroque ones break. Practice graceful endings, knowing when to stop a stream. Exit a brand and a role. Clinging to expired chapters drains the next. End with gratitude, not bitterness. Close well. Openings follow. Weave joy infrastructure, EL. Spontaneity is great. Scheduled joy guaranteed. Annual trips, weekly game nights, date afternoons, creative jams. Your calendar should make you smile when you glance, not just grind. Teach your kids, or as the kids you care about, money, mindset, systems early. Give them mini budgets, micro business projects, reflection rituals. Wealth transmitted is wisdom transmitted. They avoid the maze you escaped. Sovereignty also means civic engagement. Vote informed, support policies that expand opportunity. Mentor local entrepreneurs. Join boards that matter. Freedom hoarded shrinks. Shared, it stabilizes. Periodically practice radical sabbaticals. 6 weeks offline. 3 months traveling. A year channeling one audacious project. Systems keep income flowing. You return with fresh eyes, fresh fire. Life isn't a quarter-over-quarter spreadsheet. It's seasons. Finally, must accept that the game evolves. You'll remake this architecture again and again. That's not failure, that's mastery. You're the architect in residence of your own existence. Blueprints update as terrain shifts. Look around now, all the moving parts humming, buffers flush, offers chosen, calendar yours, body charged, people held, the systems singing. The rat race is a memory, a metaphor you outgrew. You didn't escape just to idle. You built freedom to build beautifully. And there's a softness here too, a knowing that you can pause, breathe, listen, lean. The machine runs. You choose when to tinker and when to wander. That's wealth. That's peace. That's legacy in motion. Slow it down now. Let the edges blur a little. You've carried a lot of intensity, a lot of doing, a lot of next step, next lever, next block. Let this last stretch feel like an exhale. Freedom, after all, isn't only built in motion, it's also held in stillness. You're not a machine, even if you designed one. You are a person, breathing, sensing, loving, learning. The habits, the dashboards, the systems. They're scaffolding, so your softer parts can feel safe enough to flower. Kindness to yourself is not a leak. It's lubrication. Presence with others isn't a distraction. It's dividend. Authenticity isn't branding. It's relief. So practice magnetism, the quiet kind that comes from being rooted in who you are, where you are, right now. Let your voice be warm. Let your boundaries be gentle and firm. Let your mistakes be teachers, not tyrants. Keep showing up, not in a blaze every day, but as a steady light that others can steer by. That's legacy too. And if tomorrow feels heavy, shrink it. One honest conversation, one line written, $1 invested. If tomorrow feels light, stretch it, laugh longer, walk slower, dream wider. Calibration is a craft. You'll keep refining. Remember, nothing here was about perfection. It was about practice, a rhythm, a return. You've proven you can come back to the budget, to the habit, to the vision. After every wobble, keep that promise. Keep coming back. When you forget, and you will, press play on the part of you that remembers. The future is patient. Your freedom is patient. You don't need to sprint forever. Just stay in the dance, 2 steps forward, sometimes 1 back, but always with the music of your own making. Rest your